I don't give a fuck about your faults or mishaps, nigga. We from the Bronx, New York, shit happens. Kids clap, let us spark the place. Half the niggas in the squad got a scar on their face. It's a cold world and this is...
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of W.O.D podcast. The topic is going to be character bands. We'll probably go into other topics as well, but that's the main topic. And we got a special guest today. If you're playing the room and you don't know who this man is, it's embarrassing, man. But hey, man, it's Playco on board, the professor of the game. Playco, why don't you go and introduce yourself?
Hello.
Beautiful. Nice and simple.
Yes.
Playco never change.
All right, Poison, you're up.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Poison Okami back at it again with another podcast with the homies. I'm Playco Arm Boy. You know how it is. All good.
Fog.
Come on. All right, RJ, you're up.
Yo, what is up? It is your boy RJ, me, the rest of WOD, and Mr. Playco as well. As he said, you gotta know. You know the vibes, all day. Make sure you stay tuned. Bring your crisps or chips if you're American. And let's get to it.
Come on. I'm not going to introduce myself because you guys should already know. Grab Master, Dan
Hey.
Cancel Master. What? Come on. What are you saying, RJ?
Oh, we're doing
I'm
that.
just-
Okay, best in the game here.
Hey, Playco came with
I hate to
bands.
hear it.
No, they did actually.
Came with bands.
I'm-
I know I
Yeah,
did.
best in the game.
Okay.
If I was Playco, I'd say the same thing. I'd say the same thing.
World.
Come on. Let's
Jeez.
do it,
Go on.
man.
Best in the game, man. You know how it is, man.
He said, "That's how
Oh.
we're moving. Say less."
Oh, snap. All
Yeah,
right.
'cause I see Eve he's always on Twitter bragging about his grabs. Like, he thinks he has the best grabs out here. I don't think so.
Oh,
Okay. Say no
damn.
more. All right. Who would you say that's better grabs then?
Damn. RJ,
Have
go
you
on, say
seen
it.
Suki's tweet recently?
RJ,
I
say
did see that. I commented on it. That was amazing. Set up
RJ.
guard manipulation grab. That was nice, man. But I've only seen one. I've done millions, man. I'm waiting.
Just say RJ. You know you want to.
Crazy.
Wow. All right, RJ.
Gang, there it is. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
His head inflating from here. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's great.
Let's get into the topic. Character ban. So recently, I've been holding a couple of tournaments,
Yes,
and a
of course.
couple of people have been calling to see Kakashi and Six Plus Mother banned. But I want to hear you guys' opinions on it. What do you guys think?
Kakashi and Six Paths Madara?
Isn't
Yeah.
Kakashi like underused now, or for the
was gonna
past
say,
couple
dude.
years?
Yeah, no one really uses Kakashi. I don't think he should be banned at all.
He is heavily underused. Well, he was, but I feel like he's kind of exploded in popularity
He's
recently.
got
A
a
lot more
niche.
people. Yeah, a lot more people started using him, especially in tournament. Especially with like other Mash characters banned, like Nagato, Six Plus Madara, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the
Or what
thing.
do you guys think?
I think
Madara is more than a MASH character, though, compared to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
How
I think-
so?
weakening.
I think Tentel's Madara mainly excels in the neutral, not necessarily the mashing game. Not saying he has a bad mash, but like I feel like if he's in your team, it's like again using his tilt
You
for
should
neutral
be
and
winning.
introducing
You should
neutral.
always be winning. If they
Exactly.
don't have Madara either, you should always at least manage to win.
I agree. I genuinely think
Yeah.
he's the best individual character in the game. Awakening, I am set. All his neutrals are great. Neutral. All his juices are great neutral tools to control the space, and you can combine it with his tilt teleport. Disgusting. What you
Yeah.
gonna say, RJ?
No, I didn't say anything. I was just agreeing. I was just like, he has the tools he has is not based off of his mash. Like the tools he has is very, very good neutral tools alongside the awakening, alongside the Ethereum reset, alongside the button lock. Do you know what I mean? But if I see Mother on my team, I'm not thinking, oh shit, he's gonna mash me. No, I'm thinking, okay, he's got his jutsu, he's got item set, he's got his awakening. You know, that's what I'm thinking about. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I agree with you. I'm concerned with his jutsu and his awakening because that can be long to deal with, especially when players know how to use it. But like generally, just all his moveset, like he just excels in everything. He's got one of the best kunais in the game. I am set best awakening in the game. One of the best ninja moves in the game. Invincibly friendly on his backwards ninja move. Like this, what does this man not have?
Yeah, like everything is pretty strong. I guess one of the weakest things his moveset could be his tilt, but even then, this tilt is still somewhat viable. So yeah, he's a pretty good
Yeah,
guy.
no facts like the startup. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, but that's where I say that's what I
Yeah.
mean. I even feel like his tilt isn't even like bad because the fact that you can even tilt switch and his tilt stays active, like
Yeah,
you can make
Like,
some serious plays with that.
yeah, you can use it for like buffers and stuff as well. Like it's a really
Exactly,
it's a really
like-
strong
He's already
tilt.
playing Evo.
Say again.
He's already playing Evo.
Well, yeah, there you go. There you go. This is all.
Yeah.
come on. Yeah, no, his still is crazy. The fact that you can just zone full screen for free without getting punished and you're still safe. Well, not for free, sorry, because you still have to use a
I
switch.
got,
But that's
I
crazy.
got a question. I got a question, right? Which I want each of you to answer as well. Do
I
you
think I know what
feel
it's gonna
like?
be.
Do you feel like there should be a character banned, and if so, who do you think should get banned? I'm not talking like soft bans, like for example, like Madara's Awakening action. I'm talking about like a whole character gone. That's what
I
I mean.
think
Like,
Yeah.
those soft bans, like they only happen because people they want to play the characters so bad and defend them, and they want to like manipulate people into thinking, oh, it's fine if this one thing is gone, but no, they don't. They really want you to forget about the entire character.
Hmm.
okay, so you would
I get you.
say, so you want more character bans rather than soft bans, basically, Plico.
I would, well, the type of bans I do is only if the character is meta breaking.
Okay.
If
Would
it
you say
actually just,
anybody is meta breaking?
yeah,
Okay. Give a few examples then. Just a few examples.
I think Kage is for some obvious reasons. Sage Madara, Tamari, Tayuya, and Dash Cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think since Donzo's tetragram seal's out of control, that's technically meta breaking, even if well, when we talk about this is based on like top level play, the
Mm,
best players playing and using these like strategies to the limit. That's the context to be aware of with this,
Mhm.
because
mm.
uh I hear people when they like talk about characters, they like base it off rules or something. Like people used to say, "Oh, Madara without his awakening isn't better than Pain," which is, I mean, it was convincing for a time, but then nah, I don't take that anymore. I wouldn't take
Yeah,
just
I can agree with that because a lot of people they'll go, "Oh, Mother of Is Awakening. What does he have?" And I'm thinking,
do you know what?
first
Oh
hit,
my,
his second hit,
his
his air
second hit
combo, his
outmatches
button lock.
everyone.
Bro, his second hit is silly. I've been saying this for so long. His second hit is silly. His second hit is button lock. The damage output, the juices. Like, do I have to go on? Like, oh my days, bro.
100% agree with you. Like, I don't know why you'd think Pain is better than the Mother of God Awakening, because Mother has neutral control. Pain doesn't, unless you want to count your tilt, but that's close to mid range. But Nagato definitely controls the neutral more. Regardless of what jutsu you pick, you can zone with the singing jutsu, play defensive with the black pool, or play aggressive and defensive with the flame wall. Like
Madara just has very
what's your
big
Pain's not doing
jutsu.
that. Pain's not doing that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what's your thoughts, Poison? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Madara just has really big jutsu. It's pretty much just like what he said. Like he pretty much just took the words out my head. Like he's got a lot going for him in that regard. Lots of useful tools, especially in the neutral game.
Okay. What like? So this is a question, right? That I had this conversation with Hokage Adrian as well. Yeah. Like for me, and I'm gonna say this is just for me personally, but I do want to hear you lot's viewpoints as well in it, and obviously you lot listening in the comments or wherever it is.
Mm.
If Nagato was a strike back, do you think that people would still use pain?
Mm.
Probably not. I mean, I think Nagato would have a much higher pick rate because, like, those people who are on the fence about Nagato and Pain, and they pick Pain purely just because
We
he's a
can
strike
get that
back.
out the way too.
Yeah,
Pain versus not. Yeah, just go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon Nagato might actually be picked more than Pain if he was made into a strike back for sure.
I agree.
So,
Like
so
he's,
would we say that Nagato is better than Pain?
Well, currently,
I
or
would
if he
say
was a strike
Pain.
back.
Take away the strike back. Would you say that would make him? Would you say the strike back would make him better, or are you saying like, nah, he's not better. He needs the strike back to be better than Pain.
Interesting.
I don't think he'd be better than Pain even with strike back.
See, I use
But
Pain
why
more than
though?
Nagato. I'm biased to Pain. I would just say Pain regularly because Pain's got bigger tilt hitbox, bigger jutsu.
Bigger jutsu, more jutsu damage.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
His jutsu starts up faster, and then this is the best thing with Pain is when you his jutsu cancel into tilt is so oppressive, and since with the range of his jutsu, he's just allowed to really space the most compared to like probably any other character in the game, besides like Hashirama maybe. But yeah, that's something Nagato could never do.
Another thing
So
that Pain can do that Nagato can't is if you catch someone in mid-air with a tilt, you can automatically connect his IC2 and juggle, where Nagato, you actually have to jump out of the first hit and then like go into an air
Yeah.
combo. Like Nagato
you
can't
have to
juggle
do
off
a
of
bit
the
more.
yeah. If Nagato catches you with the universal pull mid-air, like you have to burn resource or you have to play slightly differently just to make the conversion work. Where Pain, you can just mash and disconnect from his IC2 and continue.
Yeah, I agree.
Ultimately,
So would you?
ultimately, why Pain's better is just the fact he has neutral control. Like he just has stuff Nagato can never do, and then what was I going to say?
Better
I think I was
overall
going to talk about
awakening
his
as
guard
well.
pressure, but yeah, the awakening's better, the grab's better.
Yeah, Pain has a good grab,
Oh my god,
definitely.
what was I going to say about? I don't remember now. Y'all could go. I'll remember.
I was
Pain's
just
also
gonna
got a
say
higher
like,
damaging air combo too.
ooh, true.
Yeah.
And he can literally play
I mean,
keep
off of
out
his
with his
last
air
hit,
hit.
his
Yeah,
last
but
hit
that
is high
still
damage. The
counts.
first
That
two
still
hits are
counts.
garbage for damage.
But it
No,
still counts though. Like obviously,
yeah, I'm not disregarding it. I'm not disregarding it. But go on.
if you want to extend your air combo for damage, Nagato is definitely better because with Pain you're wasting chakra and you should go for a card manipulation. But with Nagato, that would be better. But I was gonna say, the Pain can literally play keep out by jumping and like mashing in the air because of the range on
Yeah, that AC range is amazing, isn't it?
his
If you
air hit,
when you don't
and it's
follow
very
up
hard to
after
punish him as well because he's so safe.
Yeah.
What were
when
you
you
gonna
don't
say, Playcam?
follow him after the AC2, then like he's completely safe and can just do a chakra dash or guard in the air.
Yep.
Facts. So you can
But
get
yeah,
punished for trying to punish him,
what
which
was I
is
going to say
crazy.
about the difference between ultimately? It comes down to how much resources the Nagato player has to use compared to Pain, and Pain's just he just saves you on resources, to be honest, compared to Nagato. And that has
Hmm.
nothing to do with, even if he has an infinite, I mean they both have infinites, but
Wait, Pain
Nagato
has the infinite?
players, yeah, he's got like you do the reverse, what is it, reverse
Oh, the
ninja
Oh,
move.
reverse
reverse
ninja
ninja
movement at the
move.
end of the
Oh,
neutral
okay.
combo. Yeah, that crazy thing.
I think he might have it in hollow step infinite in the corner as well, though. But I haven't managed to land it. But after he does uh that path that shoots out the rockets after he hits and he bounces,
Yeah.
you might be able to get a hollow step infinite corner after that. But I haven't managed to land it in the lab.
Well,
You
well,
know, Pain has like 5 UJ cancels.
Like rev
I did not
cancels?
know that.
Yeah, he's built like that.
Crazy.
what I was gonna say was right is so would you not say right that due to the fact that Nagato's jutsu hits you multiple times and can sub trap you unless you directional sub it right, it's
You
not
know what?
it's
Yeah,
not a benefit.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
it's fine if you
That's not
sub
what I
into it
thought.
because you only take like no damage.
I was gonna
from the-
say, yeah, the remaining hits of
It's okay.
the other hits of the Almighty Push do significantly less damage than the first one.
Yeah, but it's still
Mm.
but it's still protecting you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it gives
That's all
knockback,
it's
sure, but
Honestly, if you did get caught like that from Nagato, then besides them calling him out as a support, then you're just being the slower player. Because Nagato's jutsu is just slow on startup.
Yeah, literally, that's what I was gonna say. Like, although that's good that you have to respect it and you can't counter it by dashing or something, if you predict it, you can literally catch him before he does the jutsu anyway.
I mean, unless you do the air jutsu, because air jutsu comes out same speed. This is just on the ground.
That's isn't it slower? Like
No,
pain.
the same speed in the air and it's slower on the ground. So if they do
Okay.
it, so if he's on the ground, it comes out slower. But if you're in the air, it comes out same speed. So I'm saying like,
Oh.
even if it comes out in the air, yeah, okay, the damage is nerfed. But that's why I said if he was a strike back, that's still get hit, sub, get hit, strike back. You see what I'm saying? Like there's still that potential. That's
I
what
agree.
that's what I mean. I'm not disagreeing with you, lot. I'm just saying like as a counter argument, right? Just obviously to keep it interesting. Yeah. Like would you not say that's still a strong factor that he has, even though, just for the fact that you're guaranteed safe in whatever approach they want to do. Do you see what I mean? Whether you jump kunai and then use him or whatever it is, would you not say that's still like a pretty decent factor for him? Like
Yeah, no,
what he
I
has.
agree.
It's not really much because like once with his jutsu being smaller, you have like you're gonna be more at risk from like or you're gonna have less chances to really just throw the jutsu out compared to the pain player because of the jutsu size. Pain just has that advantage with the range,
and
and with his tilt,
not only that, but Pain's jutsu lasts only slightly longer than Nagato's too.
Mm, I agree. I agree. I feel like the effectiveness varies on the player naturally, but I was playing Rush the other day and he was playing his puppet team. Nagato comes in clutch for him when he's using
That's what I
puppets
mean.
because
I
once he
personally
pulls
feel like
it, I have to respect it because I can't dash in, otherwise I'm going to get hit, strike back, all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
with
getting through.
Nagato, it's just like if you're going against Nagato, it's either you need to be faster or you need to be patient. I feel like that's the one thing,
Yeah,
especially in a puppet player's hands, because I've seen very successful puppet players like Tardy, for example. She would have like Naruto the Last in Pain, double strike back with her Conqueror or Sorcerer or whatever, and it works. She doesn't need the multiple hits for the Almighty Push.
Mm.
Yeah, again, going against Nagato, I didn't really see a threat. The only Nagato I've actually considered very threatening in all the ones I played was Regis one, because he just plays extremely fast.
Yeah,
But other than that, I've never really
yeah.
had a complaint about Nagato's existence.
Yeah, no, I agree. Karij is really good at abusing Chakadash cancels, and that with Nagato is long because once he hits your guard, jail. So you kind of just have to deal with that. You have to predict
I
his
mean,
fast Chakadash cancel.
you can tilt sub switch and get out of Nagato. Mask does it all the time.
Oh, true,
yeah.
true, 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 true.
That's why I was saying I feel like it's not necessary. It's not. I don't think the jutsu, even though his jutsu is like technically similar to Pain's, right? Obviously, with the differences we said, I just feel like his jutsu is more successful in neutral play, just in the sense of don't touch me, if that makes sense. Like you can still interrupt him. Yes, he's there, but at least when he's out, he's out. You see what I'm saying? So that's you have to. You can't just go, oh, let me throw it out. You actually have to preempt it. You have to read it. You see what I'm saying? Like if they're dashing in, you're going for a read there. But as long as he's out, he's out. So that's why I feel like it's still a good argument, but like I think it more so depends on the player and the play style. But subconsciously, I just think that Pains is easier to use, but for the reasons that you stated. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
having more accessibility is better.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if you have pain, you don't have to think, oh, I have to worry about this. I have to worry about it coming out slow. I have to worry about this. Like you could just throw it out and you're all right. On top of the fact of, I mean, let's be honest, how many times has somebody run into a pain jutsu, got hit and then subbed? It's like, do you know what I mean? Like that's just common because reacting to that is a bit mad, especially if it's a high paced game. You see what I'm
Especially
saying?
in online delay as well. Don't
Yeah,
forget that.
exactly. Exactly. So it's like you kind of have to pre-sub to not get hit to not take the damage. You have to like pre-sub. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts, facts,
I also
Ultimately,
facts.
go.
no, I'm chilling. Go on.
All right. Ultimately, it's just the reason Pain is better is just he has more team shells than Nagato. It's
Mm.
just
Mhm.
Like that's actually one of the stuff people don't talk about
That
in
is
this
very
game,
true.
like team shells. I opened a
Yeah,
BiPal to that idea. It worked, but
100% agree. Like, I
and
feel like pain.
there's and with the team shell part, I mean, people will say it's only because of strike back, but no, there's like several other factors like in the matchup, like uh Pain can just compared to Nagato, he can mix up way better with his combos on guard than Nagato. People don't try because they just well, they do the IC3 slowdown to bait the tilt, but uh, I rather just take the guard pressure from Nagato, get my guard broken or something, or for them to mess up than dealing with Pain and them like really guessing me.
Mm, I feel
Another
you.
thing is like regarding subs is I think Pain's combos are more convenient to baiting a sub than Nagato because of I mean they take longer because they do less damage, uh, which is worse than like just outright taking damage and then you get your sub back when you just right then need it. But Pain is just he sets you up in his combo and then he could consistently put you in the best part of his combos uh more when you don't want to just use up your subs.
Okay.
I can agree with that because I've noticed with Nagato, it's like, although like your opponent deals more damage to you when you're doing his combos, you get your sub quicker, so there's less time for your opponent to think about being a sub or do a sub trap. But with Pain, his combos are slightly slower than Nagato's, and like Blake said, it does less damage, so you have more time to think about whether you want to sub trap your opponent or not.
I mean, yeah, I think that's where Nagato, in my opinion, suits. This is where dash canceling comes in. The fact that he can do
Yep.
after his third hit and his fourth hit. If you're really good at dash canceling, I feel like that's where you can make up for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I agree
But
with
then you have to
everything.
use and
Resource.
right again,
Yeah,
you're using more resources.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the downside to that, right? But this is where I would say it depends on your team, innit? So now
And
it comes
then
down
the regarding
to
the team shells, like I said, then it's like Pain
yeah.
just Nagato just has less team shells. Like I did find probably the best team with Nagato, or at least like his partner, which is Raza. But um, I could trade off Pain for Six Path Madara, and there goes Six Path Madara again, winning the game.
Well, yeah.
I haven't tried
Like
that
I
team,
said,
but it sounds broken.
Like I said,
Yeah.
six pass Madara is definitely the MVP. Like you could literally slap him in any team. Like literally six pass Madara, random the other two, and you're good to go. Like that's the like that.
That's
That
always
is
how
the
I felt
level
about
that
Pain
this
as
man
well.
is at.
Yeah, that's why I'm like
Yeah,
with Pain. Pain is
so,
just like the steady strike back to put in like any team.
exactly. But then obviously the only argument someone can say is, oh, if you got like I don't know, Pain Nagato and some other close range, then obviously you lack on range. I mean, if you're good, you can work around that. But if you have Madara, if they really want to argue that, if you have Madara, you're chilling. You've got you got jutsus to choose from in terms of range. You got a defensive jutsu which shuts down majority of jutsus. You've got a flame wall which kills double dash. You've got
Yeah,
the
that's true. That's big.
do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you got the what's it called? The Phoenix Flower one where he shoots out loads. Okay, that gives you invincibility frames, but just don't layer it. Just spam it from across the map. It's gonna hit you. Like
Ooh,
at
that
some
actually
point
gives
you're
me
gonna
a
have to block it.
question. That gives me a question, and you're all very good, respectable players. So I want to know your opinions on this because I don't ask people this enough. But if you choose Madara, what jutsu are you going to go for out of all of his ones? Are you going to go for like the big destroying flame one, or are you going to go for the Phoenix Flower one?
Depends
Nah,
on the
flame
team
wall.
shell.
Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, either
I do.
one.
I feel like if I'm not layering, if I'm zoning, but I'm not layering it. For example, we'll give you example. If I'm picking like him with like a touchy, I'm not picking the Phoenix Flower one because they're just gonna get. They're just gonna. If I'm like spamming jutsu with like fireball with that, then like it's just gonna the invincible frame is gonna layer it. It's not gonna the fireball's just gonna go straight through. Whereas I feel like that jutsu is best independent at times. Like maybe if you have like a slow jutsu, like maybe like an inferno fireball behind it, maybe you can get away with it. But I feel like it's just best independently, just because of the invincible frames. If there was no iframes, then yeah, I'd probably pick that one a bit more. But then it comes
Bipolar
out
Majestic
random. It's
Destroyer
weird.
Flame.
Yeah, that one is my go-to. Kills double
That's my go-to,
dashes. You
yeah.
can use it aggressively. Decent tracking up close, surprisingly as well. So not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. But the fact that it kills double dashes as well, yo, if I got no subs and there's space, it's long for you. I am
Yeah.
spamming that all day long, and it lingers as well. Plus, the hitbox is a bit weird. Like, you know how people they're like, you know how like it kind of misses, but it's like close. So they go, oh yeah, I can drop my guard, and then it expands and they get hit. And
Yeah,
now it's a strike.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
long. Yeah, that's what I mean. Does
Yeah.
decent damage too. Like, nah. In my opinion, like that's my go-to, like all the time.
What about you, E?
No, the flame wall is also for the neutral control, stays on the field. I can use it aggressively and defensively, and combining it with Murderer's tilt, teleport switch. Do you know how long that is to dodge when Murderer teleports around you? You dodge that first hit. Next thing you know, he's doing the flame wall in your face. Long man. It's
Yeah.
long.
We also ain't talking about the fact that depending on what side of the map you are, you also can't see him.
Yeah, there is that. So like the reason why I asked this question is like it's actually a thought I've had for like a few years now. Obviously playing Naruto and meta is it always confused me whenever I see Madara players and they pick the Phoenix Flower Jutsu or whatever that jutsu is called because
Dragon Flame.
yeah, the Dragon Flame because everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of players play extremely aggressive. You know, like I'd say people prefer to play aggressive than they would defensive. Yeah, when you're layering that jutsu with like support like chakra dashes or whatever or other jutsus, as soon as that dragon head jutsu hits your block, you got invincibility frames, and it just ruins it. The amount of times I've had people use that dragon head jutsu on me while I'm defending, and I just simply just walk out of their their pressure because I got invincibility frames. It just makes me laugh, and I'm just like, why do people pick this? I know it's got like a wide spread, and it's when you throw it out, it's got good coverage and stuff, and the jutsu's good and everything. But like to me, the right answer was always just like majestic destroying flame, always.
Yeah,
I agree.
no, I agree with you. Because I like to do that as well. Jutsu, Chakra cancel, firm my guard pressure. Mitsuki has that same problem as well sometimes. Like that last hit of his jutsu, sometimes it hits, but then if you like combo your opponent too fast on guard, your first hit will whiff. And they can
Yes.
just get out of pressure. So
Yeah.
that's literally one of the reasons why I dropped him. I was like, "Bond this, man. I'm not playing this
Crazy.
man anymore."
So I got a question, right? I got a question. And I'm actually most interested in what Blako says because I know that we've obviously me, Poison, and E, we've had this conversation before, right? So regarding like I'm talking about the highest level of play, yeah.
Top level play. There's
Yeah.
high level play though, but there's
No, that's why I
top
said the
level. There's
highest.
top, yeah,
There's like a
there's
top
top
level, high
level,
level.
but well, I mean, yeah, there's high level and then there's top level. There's a difference.
Yeah. So I'm saying the highest
And
level
that
of play.
that doesn't include using advantational glitches or that word sucks. Type it.
Let me say it then, right? So I'm saying take away the game breaking glitches. So take away like what's the word called?
There's
Sub-bank.
Sub banking. Take away sub banking and all of that, right? I'm talking just no rules, but just no like game breaking glitches or nothing like that. Yeah. Would you say that there are like? Would you say that it's still wise to put a B tier character in your team if the other two characters are like S tier, A tier, and it works and the synergy is really, really good? Would you say it's still like you're not trolling if you pick it? I hope that made sense.
Get what you're saying.
Huh?
No, I said I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm asking Playker. Did you understand what I mean?
Using a weak character with top tiers. But
if just because they specially synergize with the top tier, let's say. So like, let's say I'm playing against Poison, right? And then I choose to pick 2 top tiers and Psy, let's say, right? But just because Psy works really well with those top tiers, would you say that's still viable in a competitive set?
If his support utility was working out and stuff, then sure.
Okay, that's interesting.
But that character sucks though, so it was just like a question. Everyone remember that. That's not that good.
Playco sent me the word as well. He means advantageable.
Okay, cool. I get you.
Yeah, that's how I need to refer to like the game breaking glitches because people like to play words and just play stupid and just act like stuff isn't or is not advantageous. Garbage word.
Advantageable.
Let me.
Or I guess you could use advantageous.
I like the other one better.
Of course
That
you do.
word sucks.
Advantageable. I thought it
That word
was
sucks.
worded differently.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay.
So y'all get any questions like Ian Yama? Because I'm gonna
I haven't
ask
asked
one
any
at the end, or
Okay,
You have
cool.
any
Would you
questions?
say the game is was aggressive playing more or defensive playing
Oh,
more?
here we go.
Oh, you started a fire. You're starting a
Well,
fire.
actually, no. The thing
You're
is,
starting a fire.
the thing is, I had this conversation with RJ. I think it was the other. Yeah, it was you and me, wasn't it? It was you and me and someone else.
Yeah. Cause I
But
was saying what me and Playco had this conversation ages ago as well.
yeah, and at first, because of my competitive
don't
history,
remember.
because of my competitive history and my personal success with my teams, I said defensive. But then what RJ was telling me, I've had to switch teams and say aggressive, and I do actually now firmly believe aggressive is it's like more of a preferred or more of the better way to play than defensive in this game.
I'll see my point after like Playco and he said their points.
I'm not gonna say it's a complete 50-50 because it's been kind of conceptualized that it's both offense and defense, which that's true, and both sides have stuff that's just out of control. That's from setup into the game, out of control uh advantages. But let me think. Now, if you play either one right, like really strong, then I honestly, and then the question is who would like win between the best defense versus offense. But uh, damn, for defense, it comes down to your resources, so it's not always guaranteed, but it can probably excel a little more than offense. But I just don't think one is better than the other, honestly.
I mean, that's all I needed to hear from you. The defense excels a little bit more than offense. So yeah, I'm taking that as a
That is
W.
all
I'm not gonna
you
lie.
heard. That is all you
Yeah,
heard.
okay.
That's
That is
But I
hilarious.
do
all you heard.
agree with
He
him.
didn't-
It's not
He didn't listen
consistent
to
though.
anything. I was gonna say he didn't listen to anything else that he said.
No, I did. I actually did. He said it's not 50-50 split
Oh.
Defense, the
in it. And like I do agree.
excelling
Obviously,
isn't
depending on your player, like
consistent.
for example, Mask, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Especially when players can adapt and people different play styles. Like for example, Mask and Django, they're both very aggressive players, which makes you feel like, yo, aggression in this game can be overwhelming. And then you can play other people that have strong defensive fundamentals like you, Yama, using the double dash, air dash, throwing kunai, and let's say you now picked up Tayuya and had dash cut. Catching you would be long. I wouldn't want to play you. So then there's both sides to that. But yeah, hearing that Excel part with defense, yeah, I'm happy.
Well, I mean, as for offense, it could though just be better because there's just mechanics with switching in the game that people aren't able to use consistently, like the IC3 buffers, the ground to air spark, air jutsu switch, all the tech that the general, well, not general concept tech that uh Mugi no Auto like displays on their channel. Yeah, so unless uh that's not mastered by players who are playing at top level, then yeah, you're not gonna really find out if it what is it? Offense is just better than defense. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna take that to find out.
But you know what they say about offense. Offense
No, I
is
Oh,
generally the
get
best
outta here.
defense, is it
Get
not?
outta here. I know,
CC2
let's
says
get
in
the
their
concept.
trophy.
Yeah.
Scored for trophyless, and that's what CC2 says. In
Exactly. See, so
Bro,
guys.
I'm telling you, right? Like, here's my points here. Now, I do agree that it is not like a wash one way. Despite anything that I say, I do believe that it's not like, the game 100% favors this over this. But in my opinion, right, and this is just due to my own observation as well as thinking about everything, that I do think that offense edges it out. Now, the
Mm.
only reason why I say this is because the amount of options that you have in this game, right? The amount of stuff you have to look out for, right? And I'm thinking that, like I said, maybe it's because I originated from Tekken, right? And that game, like that game favors defense. That game does not favor offense, right? But in ranked especially like that ranked section, offensive styles win, right? And that's just because you have to knowledge check them a lot. But what I'm saying is that I feel like there's so much stuff you have to look out for in this game offensively. It's like you can imagine if this game had no subs. Oh my god, you'd be finished.
Yeah, I
There's
feel like
so
Demon
much.
Slayer.
Yeah, you'd be
Yeah.
finished. Like, there's so much.
Yeah.
That's the
You
thing.
get blown up.
Demon Slayer has nowhere near as enough stuff you have to look out for than this game. And Demon Slayer, it happens there. So imagine if in this game, like, you need subs because there's so much stuff you got to allow out for. Like, it is impossible to not get caught slipping. Like, you're going to get caught. That's why you have subs. Like, it's going to happen. So it's like, for that reason, right? If someone's playing, for example, let's say someone's playing a mad defense, right? Like, there's if someone's zoning you, you can literally just walk around. As I said this to Poison as well. I call it spiraling in. Yeah, you just walk around and you slowly close the gap. Whatever they throw at you, that's it. They're gonna throw at you. You block whatever can track you. You keep spiraling in. As soon as you get in close, you're at an unreactable range. Boom, your aggression starts here. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's foolproof, but I'm saying like you're going to get caught. And I feel like the fact of then someone says you're gonna get caught, it's long. Like, you can't. I don't think you can run away from a good player the whole game. Like, it's not gonna happen. I don't care who you are. It's not going to happen. You're gonna get caught at some point. And then when you do
You know
get
what?
caught, you're gonna have to guess now. And those guesses can be option selected as well. So for those who are watching, option select means I can pick one option which kills all of your options, basically. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, there's so like, even when I'm just labbing myself, I'm like, oh bro, like this is gay. This is just not fair. And I feel like not a lot of people actually deep that. Like, they don't actually deep the amount of shit you got to look out for in this game. That's what makes it hard. Like, and then even when you do look out for it, oh, what? Sorry, your guard's broken in 2 seconds. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even attacked you. I'm safe. I'm safely in neutral, and I broke your guard. All right, cool. Now your guard's broken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you. or you're gonna hold the ultimate or something. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't even rely on your guard too tough like that sometimes. Like, it's just mad.
It's
So that's
weird
why I'm
because
like,
sometimes. Oh, go on.
no, I was just saying that's why for me, like I said, despite everything I'm saying, I do think it is not like a one side washes the other. But I do feel like, for me personally, that there is like an edge on aggression for that reason. But that's just my opinion.
It still just all depends on the resources in
Yeah,
this
of
type
course,
of game.
I agree.
So nothing's consistent. Well, it's not gonna ever be as consistent as people like complain about.
Yeah.
And those same people that don't that haven't conceptualized the game clearly.
It's unfortunate because, like, for example, people could say offensive is so OP, it's just one side, or defensive is so OP, it's just one sided. But a lot of those,
Both sides have stuff out of control, and that's just
yeah,
how it is.
Yeah.
I agree. But a lot of people make those complaints aren't like us, who actually try and find counters to it and see what options they can pick to counter it. So they kind of they kind of make those statements with surface level labbing, which also gives the game a bad perception and reputation. Because
Like
there's
when
so many
Globku
people,
was saying that subs are
bro.
bad because you just make 4 mistakes and that's it. That was
Yes.
probably the worst thing I've ever
I
heard.
mentioned who did I talk to? I think I spoke to E about this. Yeah, I think I spoke to E about this the other day.
You said,
And
if I speak.
I was dead.
yeah.
Where's it going?
Yeah, no, I was speaking to someone about this. I think it was E. I think I was mentioning it on his stream the other day, and that's a topic in itself. Actually, is high status YouTubers, like Globku or PS360 or whoever has like a voice and can have a lot of influence on people who enjoy Storm 4 that aren't necessarily on par with the competitive community, i.e. us. When Globku said that, I was just like, stop talking, please. Because
when I people say I only play this game, which I hardly do the past 2 years. But besides that, I go out of my way to watch a bunch of fighting games. I don't talk crap about them. I just watch, and even though I don't know what mechanics are being involved in the moment, I just keep watching. And I don't really need to say much because it's just I get to watch how those games, what standard they use for in a fighting game,
Yeah.
and then learn from that. But what is it? I'm trying to. I just lost it. But wait. Mm, yeah, personally. Well, no, this isn't personal. Well, it'd be personal to all of us, but uh, Storm has had the most shit talk about its game, and It's been by a bunch of people that have like not even learned it at all,
Correct. Yep.
Facts.
100%.
or not played it,
And that's what
or they've
frustrates
played
me.
it, or they've played it but they don't conceptualize anything.
Yeah.
Facts.
But
Facts.
in a positive news in that regard, actually, Traitor messaged me recently, and he got me to watch his podcast. So he did a podcast with Globku and one of the other Hungarian representatives of their Hungarian
Oh yeah, I was
community.
gonna watch that. I got that.
Yeah, so I watched it earlier, and Globku actually said in that he wants to learn Storm 4. Traitor mentioned to him Playco and myself to help teach Globku and stuff, and Globku is actually looking at.
I teach.
You should just play Evo first. Don't play the base game. It's awful.
Yeah, I might actually mention that to Globku if he does reach out to either of us. But Traitor did actually confirm that Globku is. I think it's because obviously their podcast is all about the new Storm game that got confirmed. So
yeah, they gotta get ready for the content,
Exactly,
Come
and
on.
I'm proud of Globku for
is what it
even
is.
wanting to consider learning it. Because when Globku makes these statements about the game, about how the subs, because basically the point he was making was saying you can just make the same mistake over and over in Storm and not get punished for it.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, when he said that, I was just shaking my head so hard. So
Bro, no, please.
when Globku does want to learn the game, we just really have to stress to him that that's not the case and show him why.
Bro.
I think I think the biggest thing that people they've never brought up before, with subbing in Storm is how, and especially this game, is how it really turns into a movement scramble, and it's really a a card game of movement going on. People don't even pick up on that, to be honest. You have to use movement after you sub, whether you're going to be offensive or defensive. And I think that's really cool about the game.
That's
Bro.
Go on, go now, because I know you've been trying to get this out, bro. I know you've been trying to get that out.
Nah,
Go.
Playco's just saying everything that I've ever thought. That's why I love Storm 4. I know you guys all play traditional fighters, yeah, and watch
I
it
just
at a
watch.
competitive level.
I watch a lot, but that's all I need to do, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And what I love about Storm is that there's a back and forth. After my opponent subs, I have to predict his next move, whether I'm gonna jump, hollow step, one hit jutsu buffer. There's a constant back and forth because we have
Subbing
four
is literally
subs.
a mix-up, which is crazy.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, and then because there's subs, we can now use sub traps for punishing your opponent to sub. It's sick, but in 2D fighters, there's not that back and forth. Once I catch you, I can land the TOD. If I have enough resources, you're dead. Move on to the next factor. I don't find that as entertaining as Storm 4, where even if my opponent escapes my combo, it's not a combo breaker since my inputs still come out. I can still do stuff. They sub behind me, and now I have to either punish him or make myself safe so he doesn't punish me, which is sick. Why don't you want a back and forth in your fighting game?
I'll say this
different.
about traditional fighting games, is that they work so well is because of the health format, which Storm needs a better health format, in my
You
opinion.
think so?
Yeah, it's really outdated, and just it lets stuff in the game get out of control for certain mechanics. That's what I learned.
So how would you change it? Because I know a lot of
I
people
don't
say we
know.
should have.
It's just as being on the Evo team and just always learning about the game and kind of having that game developer mindset. It's really not simple at all, but that'd be up to what the community wants, and then how practical it is for what you try to use.
So
Yeah.
do you
I
like?
don't have I don't like the health format in this game. I wish we had support health. That's
Okay.
and everything else about the health format. It's not clear to me for what I would want.
By support health, do you mean like how it was in Storm 3?
You know, in Rev.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot Rev had health bars. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you could kill off the supports. It's
I
crazy.
thought that was cool though. It's weird because I like how it is now because when you make a comeback, it means a lot because your health doesn't get reset. Like technically it does between rounds, but compared to traditional fighting games, we kind of have full health bars all at once. So let's
The
say
one
our
health
opponent
bar system is just so like it's very it's simple and clean, and that's all like fighting games.
Oh, so you want it to be
Seems
similar
to
to
me.
like fighters? You want all the characters to have their own health bars? Is that right?
Well, that's another route, but you could do it like Tekken Tech 2, where if one character dies on your team, you lose the round or the match
Yeah.
instead of the
Ooh,
character
that's
dying.
interesting.
But
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, games would be a
yeah,
lot faster that way.
yeah.
yeah, that's why the games take too long in this game. Matches.
Yeah, no, facts. Because I was watching Demon Slayer competitive matches. Their matches are like 5 to 10 minutes long, even when they're playing one of the best players. Ours, if I like, let's say me and Plaker were to fight, guaranteed it's gonna be 15 to 20 minutes. I think Poison we've had matches that long as well. It's
And
just
then
crazy,
when
man.
you talk about first to fives, they can be anywhere between half an hour to 40 minutes to an hour.
Literally,
Especially
like
if it's
the
being
only
streamed as
reason,
well.
honestly, and the only reason why it would be 30 minutes is if you got a clean sweep and you're two stock in them
Yeah.
every match.
But
Crazy, man.
this is why I say, right, and like this is why I say, so what you want about like demons or whatever it is, that demon, like, again, right, as someone who plays both traditional fighters and arena fighters, Demon Slayer has taken a lot of aspects from traditional fighters and have applied it to that game.
Yeah,
For
my
example,
problem, I mean, it's cool.
you got
And yeah, my problem was with that was because I was so used to CC2 coming up with original stuff in their games, and
yeah.
then they just went to go copy stuff from other fighting games. I mean, besides the health format and the resources, which is the good job they did with that, which is why that game works, is solely because of the health and resource format. Everything
Mhm.
else was just like it didn't have to be that way.
I can agree with that. There are a few things that I feel like the thing is the gameplay. I actually do enjoy it, but there are some things where I feel like, oh, you were a bit lazy, if that makes sense. For example, the combos and everything like that. Like I feel like they were a bit lazy. Like if they like merged how like the complexity of Storm with just the how they did
Yo,
that game, oh, it would
my
be so
guy.
good. It would be
Honestly,
so good.
because like combos in that game, although it's more execution than Storm, barely, but it's more execution heavy than Storm. It's literally special spam and doesn't reward combo complexity
Yeah.
if
I
you've
think
actually taken the time
I
to like.
think why it's like a special spam type of thing is because that's actually how they fought in the anime, and CC2 happens to like use stuff like actually base some of their gameplay stuff based on how they fight in the anime,
Mm.
Yeah,
which
but
that's very
also
unique
like
to them.
Mm.
for me, and this is why. So me, I still kind of like play Demon Slayer now, and not really too much. But I was more attracted to the demons just because I felt that I actually was like it was beyond special spamming, if that makes sense. For example,
100%.
like when you're doing combos, you have to actually find optimal combo routes. I mean, look at Sasamaru when she came out. Sasamaru, she
Bro,
came out, so her combos, they were like, this is the lowest. Like, she ain't doing nothing for damage. Now that we actually found combo routes and certain things with optimal punishes as well, because remember, you each have a timer, so you have to actually, punishing is actually a thing, and optimal punishing is actually a thing now. So it's like, once you then lab that, you're like, oh shoot, no, she does a lot of fucking damage. It's just that this is low damage. So it's like, I feel like there was just more diversity and had a little. I got a taste of that complexity in the demons rather than Rengoku and. Do you know what I mean? Like side special, neutral special, guard special, like to end the combo or ultimate to end the combo. It's like it was very dull for me. To why it's like I don't know, it's just how they did it. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. But where I was saying that, like I said, like how they were taking aspects regarding the health gauge, like you said, and again, I'm gonna revert back to Tekken here. When you get put in a combo, you lose around what, half health, maybe over half health. Is the same thing for Demon Slayer. They got 3 rounds. They want the rounds to go quick. They come, you catch them in a combo, the dudes run half health. If they catch them again, you're dead. Next round, move on to the next one. built some gauge. So you have your first round. Okay, that could be your gauge building round, win or lose. You can set yourself up for the next round or the next round. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like even though there are rounds, there's actually like stages to how you want to play it. Just because you lost the first round doesn't necessarily mean you lost the game. That could have just been, I'm just gonna focus on building gauge and then come back that way, which is what you do in traditional fighters. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand how they went about it regarding that. It's just the game play itself can just get a bit boring because there's no complexity. Do you know what I mean? There's no layers. Like in Storm, I can never get bored of this game because I'm constantly there's so much stuff to think about, so much stuff to explore, so much ways to go about things. But then I think to myself, oh, Storm's been out for a longer time, so that's probably why. But I can't see Demon Slayer having that complexity right now. You know what I mean? I just can't see it. It's the first game, but is what it is. I just don't see it.
The
That's how I
health and
feel.
resource format in that game dictate everything.
Yeah,
It happens in Storm 2, but it dictates too much, and that's the
yeah.
problem.
Because in Demon Slayer, like how I find it is you all out aggression if you can, like I said, open them or whatever it is, right? You run out of resources, then you boost. You boost, you get all your shit back. You keep going. Basically, like it's relied based off of that. By
Yeah,
then,
no,
they should
honestly.
be dead. They should be dead if they're not dead already. You don't even need to ult. But that's where I feel like people go. You don't even need your ultimate. Every time you run out of resources, if you want to if you want to keep up the aggression, boost, go. Simple as that.
Literally.
If you have surge there and you just want to like secure it, boom, you surge, you move on to the next one. You build one bar so quick. So you just build that first bar, boom, you're chilling. Boost. All that aggression,
Especially
run
if you
out, boost
carry.
again. Exactly. Like do you know what I'm saying? Like so it's like you don't even have to care about like running all your stuff from 5 to 0. Like I go from 5 to 0 to try and catch you. I finish my combo. I boost. I got all my shit back. Guess what? Now I'm keeping up the pressure because now I've got momentum, so I can keep going now. This is what I'm saying.
Honestly, yeah, the day-to-day Demon Slayer gameplay is just nowhere near as entertaining as Stormfall, and obviously that's because of the difference in the skill ceiling as well. Like, bro, Stormfall is 6 years old. Shout out to Malice, by the way, in the audience. Stormfall is 6 years old. Oh, he's left. Oh, Stormfall is 6 years old, and like we're still finding tech today. Like that's crazy, bro. There's still ways to get better. There's still ways to get more optimal. There's chakra dash canceling, kunai usage, switch combo, using jutsus at optimal distances, guard pressure, instant guard breaks, all that good stuff. Kunai ninja moving, all of that, man. Like it, it's very hard for Storm to get boring, especially when you're in the competitive scene and you have players on your level to fight in your region, so you're not lagging, and you have that drive to get better as well.
Tech.
Tech?
Tech.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or people would say glitches, remember that trope. Oh, it's
Okay,
a
I'm gonna
glitch.
destroy that
It's a
point
glitch.
right now. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy that point right now. Did you guys know when they were making Street Fighter? I think it was Street Fighter 2. Yeah, the combo mechanic linking one move into another was a glitch,
Yeah.
which is now a standard in how many fighting games? So I don't want to hear no complaints about glitches, guys. It can make the game more fun and strengthen the competitive scene on the game as long as it's not broken naturally. So
Interesting.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear that.
The glitches, well, the stuff that got called glitches was just how stuff was programmed in Storm 4. That's what I
Mm.
learned from Exa, who's a reverse engineer with the game and actually understands the programming from CC2 on game stuff or what they did in the game. So yeah, I mean I knew
Uh,
stuff uh and then there's like stuff that are glitches and they're very big oversights from CC2. I don't
yeah.
think I have to explain them.
Banking, switching in the air and somehow that makes you hit a jutsu on the ground for a couple frames. That's really dumb.
Clipping out of the stage. I've had a
We
lot of
found out
adventures out there.
we found out from sub banking it was the reason it happened was you well when you switch apparently you get all your subs back with your character because I don't think it even has to do with your other supports having their own resources that just get
Mm.
copied over the attributes they get copied over but and then when you get like a cinematic or something that cancels out their switch, it just kind of corrupts the data. It like resets the sub timer.
It's crazy.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yeah, I mean it's fixed on PC, but uh,
Gotta love
make a
Evo.
move soon. Facts. It's
but yeah,
lit,
a lot of
man.
people should just invest in a PC. It's not even that expensive.
This man says that as he won 2K and got a gaming PC. I'm not trying to hear that from you, Play.
Nah, but what he
bro.
means is that
I
you
have to-
can buy
I
like a
wish I-
lower end machine and it'll run Storm 4 just fine. Like I know PCs you can get for about
Oh, like you can have a
500.
potato, you mean?
Not
Sort,
a potato,
not a
but, you
potato,
know,
but
something that's
like
something that's actually modern.
yeah, like 500, 600 pounds you can get away with getting Storm 4 and run it nicely on a PC with that price range.
Oh, okay, I feel you. Yeah. I mean, if you can get a PS4/PS5, then yeah, you can get a PC to play Storm 4.
Yeah, Storm isn't really. It doesn't take up a lot of like resources on your PC, and you can run it just fine.
Makes sense.
I
But
don't know
yeah,
where
but not.
RJ went.
Yeah, no, RJ kind of dipped a little while ago. I messaged him, but I don't know if he's having like net issues or whatever. But yeah.
Shout out to Dark Mouth in the chat. But yeah, no, that Glob Poo video definitely got me heated because like
Same.
it was just like, bro, like give the game a chance. Give the game a chance. Like he has such a big audience of 100K, and you're there telling people like, yeah, the subsystem allows you to make mistakes multiple times, but you haven't given the game a chance in a competitive sense, and that's the narrative that you're selling to your audience.
Yeah,
like,
it really
play the
hurts
game
Storm
first. You don't wanna get-
competitively when he says
Honestly,
that.
I think my idea about how the subs are, like the philosophy on it, is that they're there for. I mean, you get 4 to use, but as you keep using a sub, your defense is either supposed to or will naturally like become stronger, which that's
Hmm.
like so unique to this game.
facts.
All your awareness, and I guess this is why people try to say I play better when I don't have subs. I never thought about it, but now it's like, yeah, the subs are gonna make you have to play better when you don't have them.
Yeah, you protect
yeah,
the subs, and if you
100%.
can't protect the subs, then you gotta protect yourself.
If you are really bad, I mean, the subs naturally they're for the players who are the ones actually just making really dumb mistakes. But um, if you were using those subs and you still got caught the same way or something, like that's more on you at that point than the game.
Yeah, because playing without
Yeah.
subs is still viable. Like, there's very many situations every single day where we drain ourselves with 4 of our subs, and then we can defend ourselves for that. How long is it? 18, 20 seconds until the subs regen? Like, we can,
14.
yeah, we can defend ourselves for that long without having to use any subs because obviously they're all gone. Simply just by running, jumping, guarding, using support, switch tech, camera
Skills.
placement.
The most intricate thing that that just happens even more after you use your subs is the movement. When movement comes in once again and really changes all the scenarios in the match and resources. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
100%. Yeah, like if you like as a top player, your sub management, if your movement fundamentals are good, your sub management doesn't actually need to be good because you can play on no subs. So you can use your subs for situations to get in, like Motherless Flame, or if you don't want to deal with it, sub it, it disappears, then you can get in on your opponent, stuff like that. But yeah, man, like people just need to give Storm 4 a chance. What were we gonna say, Emma?
Subs as a whole, like just that general mechanic on its own is a massive mind game, isn't it? Like, I think it was Playco that said it earlier about you can use it as a mix-up. I never really considered it that way, but yeah, you really can, and like you can easily just burn a sub to land like a free UJ. Like, there's so many times where like, so one thing I like to do a lot if someone is being aggressive with me and they have no subs is I purposely sub the very first hit of their ground combo. So if they see they've landed a successful tracker dash, they land their first hit, or instantly just sub and UJ sometimes. Because they're mashing so much, they're already like midway, because they're midway into their IC2, and some characters have like 3 to 4 hits in their IC2 alone, it takes them ages to counter to jump out of the combo. That's just a free UJ.
Yeah, now for real, and some people will panic counter as well.
Yeah.
because they can't jump out of it.
Yeah.
But like you, it's a good mix up. And another good way to use the subsystem is naturally because a lot of good players / top players watch the HUD. You can actually burn your subs out for all of them to bait them into coming to attack. Because naturally, once you see your opponent has no subs, you think, cool, I can go in, let me get some damage off. And then if you have a good counter defense, you can use that to burn their subs while your subs is coming back. Then you have the advantage when you're going in. And they're like, what? No, I thought I had the advantage. Now you switched it on them, which is what I use a lot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another mechanic, the counter.
Hmm.
Now, counter, I'm gonna say it right now. In this game, it's more broken than in Revolution.
Really?
Are you saying this because of leader switching though?
Not only that, it's just what CC2 did. So in Revolution, because this was when I kept going back between all the games to like see how the mechanics were working and stuff and what happens. So Revolution counter, you get that guard break. They actually could have just made it like a normal guard break, and people would have been happy with it. But in Revolution, when you countered, it used 25% of your chakra gauge. In Storm 4, they made it less for 20%, and that's why you get 3 counters for free.
Yeah.
Um, the the recovery thing after you use a counter Revolution was 10 seconds, and in Storm 4 they put it to 5.
Interesting.
That was like the biggest thing to me. And then you got switching in this game with switch counter and crap.
And that's the thing. People throw out counters so recklessly in this game compared to how they did in Rev. I think it's just because of the safe feeling of leader switching, isn't it? So more
100%
counters are
agree
getting
with you.
thrown out a lot. I've had some matches where literally I'm just flaring my chakra and my opponent is so scared they just counter 3 times in a row. All I do is just stand near him, jump a little bit, and just flare my chakra, but with triangle, and that's it.
It doesn't
Scared.
it doesn't come off as yeah, that's probably the main thing besides jutsu spamming of why people would say the game is just being more defensive at moments. But yeah, it's something that's not fair in Storm 4, the base game.
I don't think you should count jutsu spam like the wilder community because you can use that aggressively and defensively though. I mean, obviously it varies depending on the jutsu, like Sakon's wall, you're not going to use that aggressively. But on the whole,
You
jutsus
know,
have offensive and
with the
defensive
correct
capability.
characters, you're gonna jutsu spam, put up jutsus as a wall, and then uh keep switching back to your characters back and forth so that you can just build up your storm gauge and get to max storm gauge, get your chakra back. That's another broken aspect of the game that has no risk.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know if I don't know if it's your decision. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I when I was reading the patch notes on Evo, I was just like, yeah, no, that's understandable to be honest.
One comment that I saw from one of my subs, which was really good, is that instead of rewarding the player with Storm Gauge by using Switch Juicy Spam, they should get rewarded by it by doing combos and grabs and stuff like that. So it incentivizes people going in on their opponent.
Did Haseo say that?
I'm honestly not sure who it was,
Nope.
but I honestly agreed with it.
Hey, what's
I
up,
felt like
RJ?
it made a lot of sense.
So what?
No, sorry, I say my battery dead.
So we were talking about the storm gauge right now,
Okay.
and it being unfair regarding resources and just how you can just get it back for nothing.
Yeah, because you can like there's so much in the game that can have you I've definitely abused it. Like I'm not gonna lie, like when I use my defensive teams, I would just jutsu just for the sake of it and switch tech jutsu and just keep switching and jutsuing.
Yeah, it's easy, right?
Yeah, like because I didn't care if it hit my opponent or not. I just know by switching and throwing out jutsus, my storm gauge is going up, and I'll have my storm gauge in like literally 10 seconds.
You can control their movement for free.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is where like I can argue that like it's the same thing that 2D fighters do. That you get gauge for walking forward in those games. You get gauge for
I don't have an
throwing out
opinion on
specials
that.
in that game.
Is that like a
Yeah.
bad thing or a good thing? Like walking and you get meter.
Yeah, so basically what the reason why they do that is because in 2D fighters, especially like spammy ones, so for example, Guilty Gear has the same thing where okay, so Guilty Gear's version of it, right, is when you walk forward, you actually gain meter. If you walk backwards too much, then you actually get debuffed, basically. And their
What's the
principle for that
debuff?
is so people can't. I think you get a damage debuff. I think you don't build gauge that like you don't build gauge that. And there are a few more as well, but I'm not gonna quote me on all of them. But you can see for yourself. Just type in Guilty Gear, like back debuff or something like that, and it will pop up. But like you actually get like they want you to play aggressive in those games, so they reward you for doing so, i.e., walking forward. If you go on fighters, you walk forward, you build gauge. You throw out a special, you build gauge. So that's just for me at least. That's just how you build gauge in all these fighting games. That's how you do it. You see what I'm saying?
So since you're kind of forced to have to keep walking, doesn't that limit like the play styles going on for characters?
The only reason why I say not really is because that's not like the only way to build a gauge. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's say you're not walking forward, I can still throw out my supers and build my gauge, similar to Stormfall. If let's say, like, I don't want to approach with a double dash to build my gauge, I can just juicy switch. You see what I'm saying? So I think having multiple ways as well as those one ways to build your gauge, like, so you still have the alternatives, but you're still encouraged. You see what I'm saying? Like you're still encouraged to do so. And in, for example, Guilty Gear, you're punished for not doing so too much. Like you can do it and it's fine, but if you do it a lot, the game actually punishes you for it. So that's
I
why
feel
for
you.
me, in terms of like the storm gauge, it works the same. That's why I have no qualms about it. Just as me personally, at least.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess using your logic, you could do a thing where you still build gauge if you jutsu spam, but you can build more when you go in and combo your opponent
Oh,
and
it
stuff
wasn't
like
the
that.
jutsu spam. It was switching, giving you storm case. That was the problem
Maybe
with it.
so. So maybe it's like they need to give less rather than none. So it's like you're
Yeah,
not getting so much gauge just for like switching in general, whether it's a juicy switch or a dash switch. Maybe if they decrease it, so it's like you can't just spam it off and then get half like within seconds. Like you can just spam it off and still build, but it will just take a bit more. Like you actually have to do something for it to be so you to optimally build your gauge, not just spam switch. Do you know what I'm saying? That I feel like
Mm,
that would be better for me. Like generally for me, like decrease like how much storm gauge you build off of switching. Because
So
switching is like a lot of the tech is switch based anyways. Buffering, jutsu switching in general, like that's already two strong mechanics. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna be switching a lot anyways. So if you decrease that, then you know
are you talking about decreasing what you get from doing a jutsu or switching?
yeah, no, both generally.
Oh
Generally,
no, the
just decrease
jutsu,
it.
based on Evo, the jutsus were fine, and then switching was like had such a big leap above every other thing in the
Yeah.
game for your storm gauge gain addition. But so that
Yeah,
was
so maybe
one.
just decrease the switching then. Like the switching itself,
when
maybe
you say
Well,
decrease
we
how
made
much
when
it
gauge.
we made it 0.
Yeah, so what they did in Evo is that when you switch, you get no storm gauge. And to be honest, like I actually didn't mind it. It's pretty good still.
The second broken or probably worst thing about it was this is base game right now. Your storm gauge addition is based on your how much health, certain amount of health you have. So there's a difference. There's a different percentage between 100% health and 50% health. The actual rate was 0.50, and then when you're under 50% health, the addition was just like 1.50, um, or 1.5x multiplier. But basically, that's just like however which way it's made it. That's just like the game dictating what will happen when when you're at a certain health with the storm gauge and then getting whatever addition. That's just how the game wants you to what it's deciding for you.
actually promotes awakening spam though. Low health, have
Yes.
de-awakened, let me spam
It
jutsus in
was
neutral.
yes.
Yeah,
That's
get it back.
what's happening in the base game to this day. And on Evo,
Mm.
it's like, yeah, we did change it, but it's actually just telling you uh not how to play, but like kind of setting new rules based on the conditions with storm gauge and switching.
Mm.
I
I mean,
guess it would incentivize more aggressive play too, since you have to
You
kind
know,
of
I agree.
just yeah.
okay. I mean, that's fair. I
Well,
mean, that is about it. I don't think getting engaged for switching is bad. I just think the amount was bad. I mean, again, if it's working, it's working. You know what I
so
mean?
like since there's people that want addition for switching, but what do you need the addition for from switching when you're already switching? So yeah, that's that actually questioning how you want the game to play. That's what I was trying to say. Uh, what do we need addition for when we're switching?
Yeah, I thought
When
Mm.
that.
we were to get like so much out of switching already.
Yeah, switching is a very
I
beneficial
agree.
thing. You don't need the extra reward of storm gauge increases. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Like you can literally use character switching to dodge attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, right now it is I guess it's just on Evo it's based on the damage you deal and your chakra actions that you command. And that's
I
the
mean,
I like
addition
that.
and the damage you
te-
take, obviously.
Yeah.
technically, that's how it was before, because you couldn't switch before, so you didn't
Well,
have
yeah,
to.
that's the thing. In previous games like Revs, S3 and stuff, or whatever, like that's how
That's
your
what I
storm
mean.
gauge
So
is built. Yeah.
it's not. That's what I mean. It's not like it doesn't work. Like it clearly works because it's been
What
in
doesn't
previous games.
work?
Like they're not getting any gauge from switching because this is the only game
No,
that's had.
those games are Storm 3 gens. Well, Rev is the one that started all this shit, but every game before that except Storm 1, they did their storm gauge based on you calling out your supports and them hitting.
That's what I mean though. I'm talking about in terms of the ones they get from switching specifically. Like it's not like people can go, oh, but it needs to have it. Well, no, it doesn't need to have it because there are other ways, as shown in prior games. Storm gauge, and it's been fine. So you don't need to have it.
True. I really
Makes you
wish they would
wonder.
sub. Wait, what are you gonna say, Emma?
I was gonna say, makes you wonder if they're gonna be doing anything like this in the next Storm game. I mean, if they include leader switching, then if they're gonna tweak how Storm Gauge is built off of switching itself, if they do what Playco did in Evo and just take it out altogether, like the Storm Gauge increase, or if they'll keep it the same.
Yeah.
They need to keep it in. Like obviously refine it and balance it. Like you can keep it out. We don't need vanilla Storm 4 where we're doing full character combos. That was too much, especially with characters like Madara. But they need to keep it in because how can we go back? It adds so much flexibility and player expression. Plus, you get to play your whole team as well. Not like in Storm 3 where you pick your team, but it's one character and two supports. I just
Makes sense.
can't go back, man.
If they like kept the storm gauge builder for switching, whatever, but at least decrease the amount. Like that's what I would say. Like at least bare minimum.
Yeah, because you're not doing anything. Like, yeah, they even need to decrease it like substantially or make it zero. Because to get something from switching doesn't make sense to me. You're not really doing anything. You're just switching character.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said like again how it was in other games, innit?
Mm. Thanks.
For the next Ultimate Ninja game they're doing, I don't. Well, we can agree that the base ideas in Storm 4, even though there's stuff missing that we would all like to be in the game, but the base ideas, they're the best thing CC2 has ever made. So, what would y'all want in the next game, Ultimate Ninja game, that you think could just be done better than leader switching? Besides like putting some control on it, which yeah, it needs control obviously, but not to the extent people want it so bad. Um, I'm gonna start. So
Mm.
honestly, I would just base the next Ultimate Ninja game off what Evo is doing, Storm Evolution, and then just add more modern accessibility features and a better way to present the information of the game to the player. That's what's really important, not this whatever crap people want, like old mechanics they used in other games that weren't practical.
Mm. Yeah,
Mm.
I 100% agree with you, Playco. I think I said this in my video as well. Like, we just need Storm 4 remastered, essentially, which is basically what Evolution is doing. Well, what I would like to see is, make the online experience as close to the offline experience as possible. So we're always playing an enjoyable game, take out the miss inputs, increase the quality of the netcode, whether you're going to go rollback or increase the quality of the delay so we can play like I can play Poison and not have to worry about lag, or I can play Playco and we'll actually have a stable connection where we can actually play competently, or I don't have to use my Sharingan and just predict everything that he's going to do. I can actually react. In terms of mechanics, I don't know what they can add to Storm 4. I wouldn't really want anything out of fear to like hurting the fun factor or balance of the game. But what I would like them to bring back is tilt cancels and grab cancels, not generation style, because that was too abusable and spammable, but S3 style where you can just do it once or twice, something like that.
Yeah, like for mechanics, I'm the same. Like, I was really happy with Evo when you guys decided to do Ninja Move into grab again, because that's
It's there, but I mean, it's not even like a problem to me that they took it out because I just see how it's like mostly impractical in a Storm 4 match.
yeah. And the thing is, well,
Same thing with tilt cancels; they could either be out of control or they don't matter. That's what I
yeah,
learned.
like I'm really happy that Ninja Move into grab cancel was great now because for characters like Ino, Hanzo, Alive Hashirama, it just adds for more combo opportunities and stuff like that. So I'd like for them in the next Storm game to do that, like Ninja Move into grabs, maybe Ninja Move into tilts. The thing is, tilts are extremely strong in Storm 4 compared to the previous games, so I'm not sure how that would go. But yeah, that's mainly what I'm looking for. And like, thing is, I didn't really know what else they could add that's new. Leader switching was an extremely big thing for Storm 4. It's a bit of a good thing. I wouldn't mind if they brought back Instant Awakening personally. I actually had a lot of fun with Instant Awakening in the previous games, and they made some of the lower tier characters really strong. But yeah, for I guess more variety in what you can use your characters' move sets. I want to do Ninja Move into grab still. That's why I like playing Evo. I like doing Ino's full down combo, Ninja Move into grab, and then connector tilt off of it. I'm just using so much of a move set in a matter of seconds, and it just feels great. But with a lot of characters, I can't do that.
All I
Yeah, I
can say
agree.
is I would like the modern day fighting game features accessibility and information stuff, even training mode. But the only thing I could really try to push for is like a new health format and resource format. I
Mm.
wouldn't mind because it dictates the entire game, and you get to learn a whole new system because of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna really because they're gonna definitely change the entire gameplay. I don't expect it to be like Storm or something, uh, but that's why we're leaving it up to Evil for Storm now.
No, I hear you. I hear you on the poison. Wow, I hear you on the instant awakening, yeah, man. But I'm just like, if they were to bring that back, I don't see them balancing it. I'm not gonna lie. So I just wouldn't want it back for that reason. As cool as it is.
Instant
Uh,
Awakening to me was like, well, isn't Awakening supposed to be your comeback mechanic? So now it's like, so that's why I never got with it.
I guess you could see it as like your sparkling boss, but the weird thing in Rev is that you got both. You got your instant awakening and full awakening as well. So it kind of ruined that. So like, with Dragon Ball Fighters, if you use your sparking, whether it's level 1, level 2, or level 3, that's it. But obviously, the more characters you lose and the longer you wait, the bigger the buff you get when you finally activate it. But it's not the same in Rev because you get your instant awakening, and if you build your Storm Gorge up enough, you also get your full awakening. So it doesn't really work the same.
Mm.
But in terms of training mode, we definitely need a better one. Like we don't need it. Like people that are listening to this podcast and here, we don't need it because we're gonna figure out the game anyway. But new players and casual players, need it to just learn stuff easier, really and truly.
What things
So
would
we
you
can
guys want to see in training mode? Do you want to see like your input history, like have that on the screen?
Yeah, we need like in a reset button for the training mode.
Oh god, yeah, going into the menu is so annoying.
Maybe
Why do you
changing your
want input
character
history
during
though?
the
Would you say?
Why do you want input history?
It'd be good just to see like sometimes you can find things on accident. Like I remember
it's modern.
one time I figured out the blue dash in neutral. Like if you throw kunai switch hit no if you throw kunai on someone's block or whatever, you hit circle and then leader switch and then neutral, you can get like a free blue dash.
Hmm.
I found that on accident
Hmm.
like 2 years ago, and I was just like, how did I do that? And forever, I didn't even realize how I did it. I remember RJ and we were up until like 5 in the morning one time just trying to like recreate it, and it took us ages until then one time I did it at
It
PTS
counts as
Shino.
a block string for
Yeah,
some reason.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But back then I had no idea, and I thought to myself, if I could see what I did, I'd be able to sort of faster realize why that happened. I
Yeah,
say
that
I
makes
saved the
sense.
clip and everything, because obviously now that these modern consoles, you can save the last 15 seconds, 30 seconds, minute, or whatever. You can save footage on your PlayStation or Xbox now. I saved it and I'd watch it and I'd be like, what did I do? And it took after like a couple of hours of watching, I finally figured it out. But having maybe input history might also help. And like Blake said, it's a modern thing. And then maybe like Tekken's training mode is extremely good because
Can you change your characters out while you're in the match?
yeah,
Practice mode thing.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Tekken's training mode is really good. And not only that, but you can have frame data on the screen. So you can throw out a move and you can see exactly what that move does on hit, on block, or, like how many frames minus you are, if you're plus on block. Like it just tells you right then and there on the screen, and it's so useful.
I
Yeah,
think for the next game and the game after it to get there, that it's gonna really take CC2 and Bandai to change and improve their approach on how they get feedback, because it's just nothing's actually changed.
Yeah.
When we saw this with Demon Slayer, nothing changed. Let a lot of people down who wanted to really get into it.
I'm planning on
yeah.
making like a lot of videos in the future of community feedback, because Bandai and CC2 definitely watch a lot of us around. We're all being followed by some CC2 staff on Twitter, and I've had a comment from Bandai on my videos before. Like they definitely watch. They don't make it obvious, they do sometimes, but they're definitely watching for sure.
Yeah, they're even in the server,
Yeah. So
No, swear. No, that.
yeah.
They're hiding.
So with that being said, they'll listen to us if we speak loud enough, and if we get what we want straight and simple to them as well. Like sometimes with some things that we ask for, I don't know if they always fully understand us. So
Requesting stuff like from the community, it's very, you gotta do it in like certain ways. It's just not so free as people think with what they want.
yeah,
That's just how it is.
this is where it gets hard, because then there's like a lot of different opinions and stuff. Like I'm always seeing comments on YouTube videos. Like, ever since like this new Ultimate Ninja game, the Storm game has been confirmed, so many people were saying how they want wall running to be coming back. Like how Storm 1 you could fight in the walls. They want that to return, and they want the Jutsu clashes to return, where you got like mash the circle button to win or whatever. But in my opinion, I personally wouldn't want that coming back. I just don't see that working well online. I don't know how that would work online, but yeah, nah, I'm not about that.
Yeah, people are too nostalgic, and it's just stuff they want. It's just not practical at all.
Yeah,
And who knows if they even know how to play the game or if they conceptualized it.
and imagine how glitchy like the wall fighting would be. Imagine if we had Storm 1's wall fighting in an online match. Like like really good mechanical players are gonna break that and just find a way to clip out of like the map or something. Yeah, it just got
No,
glitches written all over it.
like even in the story, the boss battle in the final mode, like it doesn't even slash good.
Yeah.
And like
I heard a
a lot of
good
people are
suggestion
asking,
about
like, like I agree with you, Juicy Classic. Oh no, I was just gonna say, I agree with you, Juicy Classic. Like competitively, that would rule running, that would make running away even more strong than it already is. And I saw some people say, oh, they want the combo timer from Demon Slayer to make its appearance in Stormform. Like, no,
That
they're
would
completely
ruin
different games. Stop
Infinites.
it.
The only
Storm
way,
already has the subsystem.
Yeah.
the only
Right.
way anything will happen with the mechanics is based on the health and resource format. No debate.
Yeah.
The best thing I've heard about stuff with walls in the game is if you hit them on the wall and they bounce off it and you get like some type of reset or something. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's a
Wall
mechanic.
spikes
That's a mechanic. I
in
mean, yeah,
Tekken,
in Tekken, yeah.
Guilty Gear.
There's only certain moves you can do in Tekken that you can't do it with any move. Like each character have like one or two specific wall bounce moves, and if you throw them out and you successfully land it, and yeah, you get rewarded with an extra combo. Yeah, that would be a good idea actually.
Yeah.
That could be like a new mechanic.
Competitive.
Like remember
And to
in
add some,
like oh yeah, you know you guys played all the old Storm games. Remember in I can't remember what that last Storm game this was in. I think it was in like Storm 2 and Gens for sure. Remember the Orochimaru versus Third Hokage rooftop stage?
The lookout tower.
Yeah, the lookout tower. And then if you
yo, that was sick.
remember if you hit somebody, you hit your opponent towards the purple wall on that stage, they'd stick to it and they just like have this really weird full like drop animation and it would drain like all their chakra. I kind of want that to come back because that's really funny. I like that.
Would be cool. But I do agree the wall bounce edition would be very cool. My Heroes One's Justice 2 has that as well on in certain positions of the map as well. But yeah, that'd be cool. I feel like with the ring out stage as well, like once you should transition to another stage. Similar to how I feel like that would be really cool as well. Like for example, let's say you are on the Hidden Rain village, you knock them out and you transition. I feel like that'd be cool.
Yeah, because there is a hidden ring lower, isn't there? There's a lower and a higher, so it'd be cool to have that transition maybe. Yeah, and I mean, if fighters do it as well, like you know, you can hit them into like another area. That'd be it'd be a nice dynamic change. It's like a nice cosmetic feature, isn't it? Oh, I guess it could be a strategy
Well,
as well because you're knocking them from a bigger stage into a smaller stage. So that's a real dynamic change.
yeah, map advantage.
Yeah,
But yeah, they leave
exactly.
that there.
Because like your opponent could choose like hidden rain higher, thinking, "Oh yeah, this is a nice big stage." You knock them down into lower, and then suddenly it's your advantage or something.
Yeah, facts. Honestly, that'd be really cool.
That'd be funny.
And just go back to the top tiers quickly. It's a shame, like people like Madara, well, not Madara, sorry, Kaguya. Like she's very unique. He's the only character that can literally just disintegrate your block essentially, and she can change the stage, deleting map advantage. Stuff about her is really cool from a concept point of view, and it's also lore accurate, and they managed to put into the game. But balance wise, it just didn't work out. And then Madara, like being the strongest individual character in the game, is also accurate lore wise, Shippuden wise. But like again, it doesn't translate well to the balance of the game. Yeah, what can you do?
Okay, so about characters and rules, like for all these years, like 95% or more was always like people just when they talk about a character, they just literally list every single detail, and it just didn't actually help. Because that wasn't much conceptualizing of the game itself. That's just the very character niche stuff that's not going to translate to what's going to happen in a match. So,
Hmm.
um, for and there's still people doing like really bad rule sets. A lot of people had problems with the tournament E hosted. This just very questionable stuff that's banned and um where do I go? It's back to what's meta breaking and people not conceptualizing what breaks the meta and what's just like compared to just staples that like people confuse over with what breaks the game. Uh, I think I mean, I did figure it out, but with iPal, but for there to be like a real rule set for this game, which it does need, it's just people need to like conceptualize what breaks the game at top level. And I know we could always there's always going to be players who aren't able to play at top level that can still give feedback. Um, I think it's left open to the top players themselves and the tournament organizers for that to like work out for everyone.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing I gotta say about rule sets, and this is this specific game, I don't know about. Yeah, I guess some still apply for other Storm games, but really, the rule set shit bullshit. Um, Scrub quoting rule set stuff. It was always what I noticed. Really was just it really came down to the experience of the player themselves. Like if I had to have the top 10 players all play each other, I would do that in no rules because they have the experience and understand the concepts of what no rules is and what to do in it. While in like a tournament setting, it makes more sense to use a rule set because of you're getting so many players of all experiences, and you got to kind of get that middle ground with the rule set, a correct one. So let's see. I mean, the top 10 players, they could all still, of any region, they could all still always play with the rule set tool versus each other. That's not a problem. It's just like they would it would be more inclined to for them to be playing no rules than players who don't have the experience. I'll say compete instead of play because you can play for fun, but competing is different. Now let me think. Uh, we can so since the topic right now is just the rule set problem in the community for years, uh, why not? Let's just start listing stuff that breaks the meta.
Hmm.
Y'all could go, and then I could add in.
By breaking them out, you mean things that are just like really broken and should be banned?
Okay. So something. So I'll start with this. So meta breaking is something that's very. It's. I mean, it's out of control, but and there's out of control stuff. It's just like the type of counterplay is either. I mean, there's actually counterplay to about everything in this game, but it's just then the problem is how niche it gets for that counterplay to be implemented, and counterplay doesn't include just your raw fundamentals and decision making. Then it just gets to character stuff because this game is very character fear based because of team shells. But yeah, something that's very niche with counterplay and it's just outright broken from the rest of the stuff in the game.
Hmm. Okay.
So all right, I'll bring up my list again from that rule set I brought up on Twitter. So Cog and I'm not gonna go into like why they're meta breaking. I'll just list them. So Kaguya, Six Path Madara. Danzo's a funny one. He's not actually um as a whole he's not, but it's just because that you can use his Tetragram seal more than once per match. That's what
Yeah.
breaks the meta for him. So that's all you would actually have to do for him to be at least fair. And then those three characters I will actually talk about why they're very regarding top level, why they like actually have a good impact on the game in some way. I would say it after the character list, but um after that is Dash Cuts Tamari Tayuya. And yeah, that's it. Awakening is very once you actually ban Six Path Madara and even limit Danzo Tetragram Seal for once per match, you what I found out was Awakening is just very subjective with how many times it could happen in a match. And I think those characters and on the team shelves they will go on, they just influence that awakening uh like low skill ceiling meta game like so much. That's what I've learned. So let's see. Kaguya, Madara, and
There's more
Danzo.
stuff to use.
Huh? Yeah, there's more stuff to use. It's just actually like there's a real control now because those three characters are specifically gone, and along with Dash Cut, Tamari, Tayuya. Those are different. Dash Cut, Tamari, Tayuya. They are very different for why they get banned compared to the first three characters. But yeah, so Danzo, Madara, Six Path Madara, and Kage. What they do in the match, and this was I had a hard time trying to when Keon would do his live streams with people and just try to and they were all just complaining about stuff and what they didn't like. It's just I had and I even iPal was one of them too, but um my problem
Mm.
was I just couldn't really get my point out there for not because of just I didn't know what I wanted to say or what I knew to be true, but it's because there's just that barrier of skill experience between me and those other players,
I get that. Yeah.
and I know from my experience that I play the matchups with Kaguya versus Madara Danzo and just play Kage in general, and then try to go. I've gone out of my way to face Kaguya players because no one's using her, and when no one's using her, you don't get to really know how the character functions, and this is why the puppet players because they get a lot of shit because they use puppets, but they suck in this game fundamentally.
They really do. Yeah. I keep trying to tell
Um,
every live stream. I
and
keep trying to tell people this, and they just don't get it. They need to play
it's
puppets
the
more.
same. It's very much the same thing with the puppet players, even though the character sucks. But it's just the same as when I have Kage because no one's using her, no one's using puppets, so you don't actually. Uh, I don't want to keep saying take experience, but you don't actually practice. No, man, there's something better. I'm not gonna waste my time thinking of what, but um, so for those three characters I mentioned, the Danzo, Sage, Madara, Kage, it was what it came down to for what they did at top level was how, or what they do at top level is how they really dictate the movement in the match and how you have to, instead of kind of instinctively move around, you have to really then plan out your movement, which is something. I mean, that's what you have to do for his puppets, which you learn. But with normal characters, that's just very that's so uh that's so uncommon in this game, having to plan out your movement and then learning when the right moment is for the character to be at like their not weak spots, but their disadvantages. And every character has their disadvantages at top level.
Yeah.
So let's see. The reason Madara and Danzo they have this movement thing is because of their awakening. The reason Kage has that thing where she kind of changes how you have to use movement is because of her lava combos, right?
Yeah.
And there's strategies that actually that I had to learn to really adapt versus that, and they worked like double jumping or using characters with their after a double jump I use their air combo just so I can float longer than I would if I did the habit of doing double jump kunai into switch character kunai. That was what people were doing, but the actual best option select in this game was that could just beat everything was double jump air combo, switch air combo again, and keep doing it until you have no more switches, and then you spark with your last air combo so that you're not going to fall to the ground, but you're actually approaching them and could get a confirm. That was one of the best counterplays for those three characters. Um, and that's what I've never heard people brought up was how they really controlled the movement in the match as a normal character.
Hmm.
That's why they were banned, or No, I didn't mean to say that's why that's how much they've affected the game. The most important thing, movement.
It is, yeah, and it can really make a big difference as well. Like if I'm ever facing against like a stage of 6 as Murder Awakening, where the whole stage is literally his is is he's got everything under his belt there because of his awakening actions. My first instinct reaction is just to double jump in the air, and I didn't actually think about using air combo to prolong it. That's actually a really good idea, but I would just
When
double
you do it
jump.
with square combos, like you just win.
Yeah, because I do it with Shino. I didn't know why I didn't think to do it as regular characters. I'm gonna have to use that actually now. But if I'm using Shino and I'm going against Madara Awakening,
That's one of the reasons Bubble Boy just shot up the tier list.
nice. But yeah, I would just double jump and then do his 2 air combo hits, with the insects, and then just try to float as long as possible. But what I tell myself is if I get caught in the air, I'd rather get caught in the air because he can't use his awakening actions down there to prolong the combo. He can't use his kunai gel or his limbo clones down up there. So I should be sustaining less damage, or I'm forcing him to use more chakra to extend his combo. It's a very
So it's,
situational thing with subs and everything.
So
but
then
yeah.
they'd go into Danzo and then get all the damage they can with the 0 combos. But
Yeah.
when you face versus the Madara Awakening, you what is it? You stay in the air effectively, and then when you face Danzo, you just kind of stay on the ground and for the most part until they're not going to really chakra dash at you, or because you go in there once they're going to switch into their other character. But
Mm.
having to balance that in the moment of a match, it's pretty hard. It's just then characters on your team play a factor for the matchup and what they can do versus them. Uh, and then I guess the real thing that just kind of shuts it down is like what if they have perfect Susanoo Sasuke on their team. Uh, I guess that's the least thing I've went up against for experience, and it could be pretty intimidating or oppressing. But now let's see, what do I do with directional subbing destroys big awakenings. That's all.
It does, yeah, because
I agree.
the awakenings rely on you subbing in the same place, don't they? So yeah, but yeah, what about Saiti?
No, I'm glad you brought that up because I remember I did a video on that, and then you told me like, "Yo, E, I didn't know you could destroy Awakenings like that." And I was like, "Yeah, bro, man, it's very
Yeah,
effective."
because you
But
said about subbing the
people have
first hit, and yeah, that's a really good idea.
but people have developed a counter play of I think Django does this a lot where I'll do that, so he'll just spam Spark Clash after his first hit to negate me punishing him using directional subbing, but you can counter that by countering straight away since they're spamming dashing. So it's a bit of a mind game there. But like you said, Playco, floating in the air using your air hit is a very good strategy, along with flailing your chakra for some reason. That also helps you float in the air, along with throwing chakra kunai. So those kind of techniques are very effective at like getting in on puppet players. Also double jumping and chakra dashing to them as well, since they can't. Okay, they can cancel their dash, but it's not as the same effectiveness as normal characters. Because, for example, let's say I'm facing you, Poison. If you see me double jump and dash at you, most likely you're either going to counter or counter parry me, but that's harder to do
Or you can
when,
jump guard. You can
yeah,
Yeah, just short.
SHJ.
Yeah, short hot punish. Yeah.
exactly. Well, puppet players, they ain't really got that option.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, the
Mm.
point was the counterplay is so niche, and the characters already are jack of all trades. Donzo's not really a jack of all trades. He just has the chance to do his seal more than once per match. That was once you just make it once per match. That was like how you balanced him out, or how he got balanced out. And another thing about Danzo, his team shells are very. He doesn't have as much as like you'd expect.
Facts.
Um, Madara, he, God, he's just the best staple. Yeah, him and Kage are. Yeah, the point was the counterplay is so niche, or it's very or it's because of the movement thing.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what can break the game when your movement is just not can't be efficient. Um, now they're actually very similar characters for another reason. Moderate actually has like multiple stun locks with his combos. Like his second hit, if he half hits you with it, you're stun locked. If Kage has her one and only stun lock
You're talking
in
about
lava
Sage
stage.
Madara, right?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
So Kage has her down combo stun lock in normal stage, but then she has the one with the
The lava stage.
yeah. I don't know if people think the stun locks are her best thing. I don't know if that's to be true.
Hmm.
There's other stuff that is probably better than just her having those stun locks, but um,
I agree. I feel like
you can if you're getting juggled, she has to waste resources to just like keep juggling the combo so you can go lower to the ground. But um,
her
and then you
neutral
could just
control.
kunai,
I mean, that's
yeah,
it.
just yeah. Her what was fun about playing against her was how she had to control the neutral, and I had to really plan out my move. An aspect that's an aspect of the game I really liked, even if that character was just like that powerful. I would have liked more stuff in the game regarding that, where you have to plan out your movement instead of just trying to just move around because you feel like it.
100% agree with you. That's why I like playing puppets, puppet players that are really good, specifically with the lower tiers, because I can't just spam switch jutsu to win. Like, for example, I
You
could
could do that
pick.
for puppets. They just get their puppets knocked down. It's easy.
No, not with like, let's say I pick PTS
Oh, I
Sasuke
mean, yeah, lower
Tamari.
tiers, yeah.
Yeah, lower tiers. So I have to plan the movements.
I
I have
mean,
to make my own openings, stuff like that.
one
That's why
thing
it's
I
really
always
fun
do.
playing good puppet players with lower tiers. But
Yeah.
I forgot what my point was going to be. But you go on, Plaker.
Yeah, the Kage still I prefer the lava stage. It can't be unless it's like straight to the ground, then you could just kunai out, or before the
Mm.
stun lock happens, you could just switch out as soon as possible and you won't get stun locked. There's actually more counterplay to her stun locks than like something like her square combo, which is and people don't think
I
about
agree,
that.
and you can keep if you know how you get by the yeah, I agree. Like if you get scraped by the lava combo and you know you're about to get some, you can also keep ninja moving, activate for some reason. But yeah,
So let's see then. Dash Cut Tamari. There's just no counterplay versus them. If when you think about it, Tamari's counterplay is you have to have a character with a fast jutsu to jutsu switch with when you bounce off their guard from your chakra death. That's kind of all you can do. But she she breaks the meta because
pair that with a
she
strike back so
breaks
you get a free conversion.
Hmm.
who? Tamari?
No, I was gonna say, you know how you said you to kind
Oh
of
yeah, yeah.
bounce
Like with the
past jutsu,
jutsu.
pair it with a
Strikes back.
strike free conversion.
But yeah, she breaks the game or the meta because she she takes out one of the biggest aspects of the game, which is subbing. And what happens with subbing is you make mix-ups off them, or you use movement and either do it offensively or defensively after you sub. But all of those factors are gone, and that's why she breaks the meta.
Mm.
It's that simple. Dash cut, there's just no way to like. It's just it breaks neutral, but it's kind of more than that. It's like I had I it's been a while since I thought about dash cut, but it breaks neutral, and there's actually no way to you're just forced to have to like take it down. There's something else about it which is bad.
I was saying that if your opponent has dash cut, you can't even extend your combos with a chakra dash. You have to use your character's infinite or holistic infinite, otherwise, they'll be in front of you and break the combo. Or you have to play differently around.
Yeah, that's true. So for characters that don't have infinites, it's a lot harder for them, isn't it? And not only that, but when you do focus on knocking down the strike back and the dash cut, sorry, and the dash cut is down on the ground, it's like you have a set timer on to be as aggressive as possible and to land these combos before Choji wakes back up, and it's very pressurizing.
honestly, and that kind of play becomes very predictable, and I hate being predictable. So I feel like Dash Cut kind of forces you to be predictable in some ways
That's
because of that.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so annoying. But like, yeah,
Another
like the
thing, it's like an auto thing. It's just the player doesn't have to do anything for it to come out.
Yeah. Like with Charge Guard, I can manually hold down triangle on purpose to make, you know, to make Itachi or Hashirama protect me when I'm charging chakra. Sometimes I do it on purpose at full chakra just to stop someone's approach. But as with Dash Cut, they just come in based on what the opponent does.
facts, honestly. No in-player input needed. Just Choji's got your back, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think Dash Kit also breaks like what you can try to do to the player after they sub. That's a big
Yeah,
aspect, and they can just do whatever they want for free.
Yeah. This makes
I
Shino a
agree
lot
with you.
stronger. Like Shino can just Shino players are so free with a Choji with them.
Yep,
Um,
I learned that the hard way.
and then the last character is Tayuya. She's a partner. Well, she's described as a partner character, like puppets. They have a partner with them, and partners are just very hard to balance. And um, she's considered actually a meme, even though she's just fundamentally broken. But at the same time, she's not good because you could do stuff like juice to spam her and just patiently like try to find an opening. But it's just um, yeah, it's just partners or can be either game breaking or like what they did to puppets, just a meme or not a
Same
meme,
with
just
Kiba. Like Akamaru is just so weak. He gets knocked down and you cannot hit circle. Like the amount of times I'm forced into an air combo if I approach someone
Found that so
successfully.
dumb, man.
Yeah,
Because
because I can land, I can chakra dash people, and this is with both Kibas. Like if Akamaru is down, you're forced to do an air combo because if you hit circle on the ground, he's doing nothing.
so the
honestly,
conclusion for meta breaking is either your character's just playing their own game and it's just fundamentally broken, or your character is playing to the fundamentals but they're so out of control that they break the meta for mostly movement related stuff and uh counterplay stuff if it's just so niche to like really overcome it.
yeah, I
So
agree.
let's see. Now since that misconception's out the way, now let's talk about some characters like Stormtrooper Kakashi, or you want to talk about that rule set you had for your tournament recently.
Yeah, I'll go into that. So with Stormfree Kakashi, a lot of people are asking him to be banned, especially in two bars, because he kind of just dominates there since you have less time to react due to increased input lag,
Could
all of
it
that
be
good stuff.
based off connection though? That's
Yeah, exactly. Which we can't investigate. It just depends on player connection. But like, if we're talking about, let's say, online, blue bar, or offline even, I don't think he's ban worthy. He's just kind of mashing jutsu, and then obviously his awakening actions are really good in terms of neutral control, guard breaks, and just deleting switch jutsus and supports off the field, especially after sub. Like, geez Louise, he can blow people up in close range. But he has a lot of counterplay to them, like because he has such a big
yeah,
hitbox.
he has enough counterplay and there's just characters that are they're outclassing him because they just have better options if they have to use less resources to do stuff, or if they have just better neutral, and that's just what
Yeah,
it is.
100% agree. Like people are complaining about his jewelry. His jewelry doesn't control the neutral. The only time it controls something is close range because of the tracking and like using it as support and your opponent subbing. They have to sub and block, otherwise it can burn three subs like any Chidori really. But it's only close range. He's not controlling neutral, mid, or long range.
Yeah,
And then regards to his mash, you can counter or counter parry since he has such a big hitbox. Like you can literally counter him when he's not touching you because he has phantom range, which is a hitbox that you can't see. So I don't think he's ban worthy.
I don't think he's ban worthy either. And with his Raikiri as well, like it's not long range. It's not like Shippuden Sasuke Shidori, is it?
I didn't know
Like
people were complaining about his jutsu. Oh, this bad now.
Yeah, no, they were. Yeah,
Oh my god.
honestly.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't really think the right kid is that bad. He doesn't run very far, and he doesn't really break his ankles to get some people either. Not necessarily. Like, ain't
He
that
has
bad.
nothing meta breaking. He's just like got good buttons and
Yeah.
a charge guard, and you can use him for awakening. That's about it.
Yeah,
Hmm. And you can literally double jump with his jutsu, and you don't have to deal with it.
exactly. There's many ways around Kakashi. Like, and that's the thing. I think that's people's issue. I don't think they want to play in the ways you can counter Kakashi. People just want to dash and mash, don't they?
No, facts,
And
100%.
don't they want
100%.
Kakashi then to not be banned if they want to play like that?
Yes, it's crazy.
They want to
What do
use
they
him,
want?
but they don't want people to use him against them. That's what they want.
This
Playco.
is. I mean, the Storm community's been like this since Storm 3. People be banning all these characters, like half the Akatsuki and half like the Shippuden characters, but like their playstyles aid the way they want to play. But it's just like there's just there's just no pleasing people.
Yeah, honestly,
It's funny how it's like that specific character. Like I said, it's just being listed for whatever, but then it doesn't. The character doesn't get talked about on how what happens with them with the game mechanics themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually true. But in
So
terms of set, I'll just go through it quickly because Playco was talking about it earlier, and there was some, community talk on Twitter. So for the top 20 tournament that I'm hosting, Asia, America, and EU, my rule set was the limits were one awakening per match, random max selection, no dash cut, no sub banking for obvious reasons, preventing awakening spam. So you can't select the map advantage for map selection, no dash cut because it destroys the fundamental approach of the game, and no sub banking because that literally destroys the fighting game that is Naruto Storm 4. I don't think anyone disagreed with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
yeah, I would change the sub banking rule to just advantation. No, I was that word.
Advantageable.
Yeah, yeah, what you're on with. Yeah, no types of those glitches or just glitches or exploits where it's just yeah.
Oh, no game breaking glitches, so like stuff like that, basically.
Yeah, game breaking glitches just now it's just too it's not the correct word to use. It's just because people are gonna troll and say, "Oh, this is game breaking. This is no."
Mm, mm, that's true. But as far as character bans, it was
Advantageable. Yes, yes. I said it.
as far as character bans, it was Madara Timber clones specifically, so you can use
That's
Madara, but
pretty
don't use
bad.
the symbol
That's
clones in
so
Awakening.
when they just ban the awakening actions, they are just trying to defend that character. They do not want him to go. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Also, that
I
and
hear-
Mater, I forgot to mention about he just outputs so much damage, and his stun lock with the down combo is so broken.
Facts.
I think his combo juggling, because we all know he can push you back across the map. You can, if you want that, you could do that at convenience if you want them away from you. But
Yeah.
no, he has actually one of the nastiest juggles. And it's because of his combo range. Is just yeah.
Yeah.
If you get him with the juggles, on someone, it's like it's very easy to like reset to the ground and just keep the combo going. And he outputs so much damage already. Then he just explodes with damage once you get the stun lock with the attack pill defense down tech. Very unfair character.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that. Like you said, that stun lock is so broken because not only does he have the best item set in the game, so he already is a damaging character, and he also has the best item set by default. The stun lock just allows him to set up for max damage easily. So it's on the same level as last Sasuke, but he has damage. Crazy. Like the fact that you have enough time to throw a tag, do a attack up pill, and a team ultimate all in the same stun lock. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
people complain about Kage having a stun lock, but Madara has just as good and more stun locks than her. But that's not me
as
trying to
far
say that the character's better, because like Kage can still have a better matchup against everything Madara can do.
yeah, I mean when she deletes your guard and you also her ice dimension, she can literally combo
It's
you full
kind of
screen.
when I when they get me with that with her, when I can't guard the combo, but they have no switches, and I have my subs, like
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know why people don't go to air comp with her, but like she's very vulnerable during that.
I agree. And the damage is really low, so it's actually
Yeah, I don't
not
have to
even worth
sub.
subbing. Mm.
Uh, let's see, the other characters that you were listing.
Danzo, Tayuya, Kaguya, which you all agree with. Yugito and Neji, Tamari, second Mizukage, Mei, Nagato, and Ashram Juice. Just as a side note, I didn't solely make these rules. It was combined with me and the other TOs. As far as like, if you're asking me, okay, E, what would your rule set be? I would unban Yugito because she has counterplays, even though she can be really annoying to fight. You just have to play patient. Plus, Dash Cut has been banned anyway, so she's not as bad as she could be. Neji as well, because Dash Cut is not in the game. Tomorrow's not. Well, Dash Cut's been banned. Tomorrow's been banned, so he's not busted, and he has counter plays. Second, Mizukage. I don't really mind either way. The only reason why I would ban her is like her second hit blocks jutsus, and yeah, mainly just her second hit blocks jutsus, and I think that's really stupid. But if someone said they wanted her in, I wouldn't really care because she has counter plays, like I said. Second Mizukage, that was banned due to cover buyer, but I don't think it's that bad considering Tamari's is still better.
So yeah, he ain't
Nagato,
as
I
bad as
wouldn't ban.
Tamari.
Yeah. Nagato, I wouldn't ban either because he has counter plays. Like his match is really good, just like Kakashi's, but he lacks neutral control. He doesn't even have the same tilt neutral control as Pain. And like I said, there's counter plays and Hashirama Shuriken Jutsu. That's the only thing I really agree with because that Jutsu is just it's really weird. Like sometimes Pain repels it and then it goes off screen and it comes back. It
Pain turns it
subtracts.
into a boomerang.
Yeah, it subtracts from full screen, and I feel like it's one of the best defensive uses in the game that people don't talk about. If you don't block the first shuriken, of course. But yeah, that's it. What are you guys' thoughts on that anyway?
Yeah, I guess with that Shurgage, I guess I'm neutral. I have never tried it being banned, but I'll just be neutral about it. I just yeah. Let's see.
Do you have a
Neji,
problem with it, or have you used it?
I don't have a problem with this. Just like I never tried it with it banned, but if it's if it it when it's banned and it actually makes the game have well, not more meaning, but more it like makes the game more positive, then sure.
Hmm,
But I don't know that for sure. Haven't tried it.
yeah,
Uh,
I get
let's see. So Yugito, um, no, there's better characters than her. There's counterplay to her. Oh wait, before that, the if you're just putting up money for
you.
someone's event, you do not deserve to decide what the rules are. There needs to
Hmm,
be a like a standard rule set, and that's just it. Because it's just too it's just been biased for all these years. Let's
You
see,
mean in
May,
terms of rule set?
yeah, rule set.
Hmm,
Um, let's see, May, she just gets outclassed by characters, even if she is her second hit. It's never been a problem for me or other players.
Mm.
hmm.
Nagato got banned, but Everest started using Pain. Yes,
What did
that's
you
what happened.
say?
I bet that's what happened. Nagato was banned, then everyone was just using Pain.
Yeah,
There was a lot of pains,
Uh,
yeah. A lot of Kakashi since he was allowed, but yeah.
I feel
jeez.
like people paint use everyone uses paint anyway, regardless of the rules. Hmm,
Yeah, Pain will get picked anyway.
hmm.
Uh, since the most common dash cut team has been with Yukito, really, we actually don't know how these other characters perform when they also have Choji on their team.
Hmm, true.
And that's like leaving out a lot of information we would want to have and know about what happens in the game when other characters have that Choji.
That Choji air jutsu is very annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yes.
jeez, Louise,
They
I
got a
didn't know
nice
how
buff though,
strong
didn't
it
it? The
was.
Choji Jutsu.
Honestly, I
They
didn't know
only
how
buffed
strong it was.
Choji.
Oh, I mean, you mean about the dash cuts?
No, out of the game, he was the only one that really got buffed. It
What
was
about
more
side
Moshiki
though? I
update.
feel like he got buffed and nerfed though.
No, Choji's just Oh, Sai he got nerfed.
They took away his strike back from his air combo. I don't know why they did that, man. Terrible.
It's on
His,
Evo.
his tilt's good though. I like his tilt now.
Wasn't his still always good though?
The stun wasn't as great, so they basically like you could convert off the tilt before. It would give like a stun lock animation, so the opponent would just be stood in their idle pose. But now its tilt is the same animation. So the very last hit of the tilt before like the slam, that stun animation is the same as like for example Pain's universal pull.
Ew.
So
Yeah, that's not.
size tilt is better, but yeah, no, Pleiko's right. Like overall, it's not good because the air jutsu. That's right, air combo. It doesn't give strike back anymore. Although actually, this is situational. It's very rare, but if you go high enough in the air with Sai, if you put your opponent high enough in the air and you're on a big enough stage, you can still trigger the strike back. I've done this. But again, very situational. You need to be playing on the Great War stage. You need to have like extreme height before the strike back can kick in for you. But yeah, he can still sort of do it, but it's rare.
Are we talking about super jump height?
Yeah, like you're pretty much at like the skybox barrier type of high. I managed to
Not
pull it off
practical.
only once ever since the update.
So let's see,
Damn.
5 of these things I wouldn't. They're not. Well, it's not that I wouldn't ban it. It's just they're not meta breaking. One awakening is once people start playing with that rule set I did come up with the picture. I think Yamaso. I don't remember, but I put it on my streams before. Yeah, once they play with that, they will then decide how awakening should be handled because it's weird. It's just if it happen what, but it's just like there's cases where it's not going to happen where people awaken more than once. The game would benefit or events would benefit from a map rule. Well, no, random map sucks, but like a map selects picture where they have a list of maps they can pick, they would benefit a lot from that.
I do remember that rule
And
set, yeah.
no,
I agree. Because wait, does this Blako? You let me know. Does this still happen? I remember in Storm 3,
what
like we couldn't
happens?
play. I remember on Storm 3 we couldn't play on maps that have like those dumb items on it that caused the game to lag. Does that still happen on Storm 4?
No, it's just well, okay. There's certain maps with FPS drops, like the default stage of the game, the Boruto default stage, Leaf Village,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
that's in the Hokage Mansion. Yeah,
Isn't it
those
also
type of stuff.
stages with environmental breakages in the background? So like you throw a fireball, it whiffs and it hits a building and then the building starts crumbling. Doesn't that have any
Yeah,
effect?
that yes, that has
Yeah, I thought
FPS.
so.
Yeah,
I think it happens on the Naruto vs Sasuke Final Valley as well because it has elemental effects that cause. I've seen that cause frame drops as well.
I don't know.
So yeah, that's
I
why
mean,
like
PS4 in general, going on PS4 recently, it just has frame drops in general.
yeah.
It's funny.
That's why like I've always liked Playco's specific map pool, of maps to choose from
Yeah, you
because
could put them on the screen, I guess. Let me.
I
yeah,
actually need to check that out. Looking forward.
because
I gotta search for these.
they're really good maps. They're very fair, very
I would
easy.
still change some of them because I've had some issues with some of them recently. But where is this? Which one is which? Oh god, that's the old one. No. Map. Wait. That's trash. I don't know where that other one is. I'll just do the game rules.
While
I
Playco
still
is
gotta
finding
change
that,
this.
I will say that I agree with basically what you're saying, E with the bans and stuff. The only people I wouldn't ban is like Neji, Yugito, both Mizukages.
There's no
yeah.
problem when you see just characters being used. That's in every fighting you're just gonna see characters get used, and trying to disrupt the natural usage rate doesn't help in usage rate in the character or in the team shell doesn't that just hurts the game more than helping it.
Yeah.
And then back to the rule sets in this community have really been centered around the player experience more than the what breaks the meta.
Yeah.
100% agree with that statement. I feel like you shouldn't ban characters just because you're seeing too much of them. Like, it's a fighting game, so people should be free to pick whatever characters they want to play as, especially with Naruto. Yeah, a lot of people have
Part
their
of
favorite
competing in
characters. A
these
lot of
types
people's
of
favorite
games,
characters is
learning
Pain.
matchup.
As long as it's not. Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%. Like, as long as it's not game breaking, just let people pick who they want to pick in it. Like, it may impact it as a spectator sport, such as esport, but like, you can't use that reasoning for character bans. Like, let's say, even though she's completely fine, but we're playing her too much, so like we're gonna ban her. No, I don't agree with that. All lost Naruto jutsus, people wanted to ban that, even though that has counterplays as well.
I mean, yeah, that jutsu has less priority than other jutsus. Like fireballs go straight through it.
Facts, but I feel like people find it really annoying. Like, everyone uses it. Strike back. He sends out two, so you have to sub it twice, all that. But like you said, there's counterplays. Plus, you can double jump. I don't know. The hitbox is kind of weird. Sometimes you double jump over it, and it's clean, and sometimes you do it and you get guard manipulated. So the vertical hitbox on that's kind of wonky, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Playco just sent me the map rules and the general game
Yeah, I
rules.
sent you both them. The only thing I left out of game rules was no, which I haven't found a spot to put yet, was the the stupid word, no exploits or any advanceable exploits or glitches.
But yeah, I feel like we could all agree on the rule sets then, essentially. I don't think we really disagreed on anything. So
Yeah.
Then
Yep.
it's up to the community on what they decide on, even if it's based on their experience. If
yeah,
their experience isn't
true.
conceptualized top level, but it's still something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely still valuable. And what they want to see when they're watching the tournament as well. From a spectator point of
I
view.
think people just want to see a lot of players around. They want to see a lot of really good players play each other, see what happens, and uh, fanboy over the winner. I think that's literally all. Nothing more.
Actually, I have
pretty
a
much.
I have a question, and this actually could be something that could be implemented into Evo. But I mean, obviously I'll see what your both of your opinions are on this. It's something I've been thinking for a while, and it might actually have a impact on if Awakening should be banned or not touched at all. But
We are doing a poll right now for if it should be one awakening per game.
well, my question is that do you guys think that Awakening actions should be allowed to be cancelled with chakra dashes like we do, or no?
I think
Ooh,
it
that's
should
actually
only. I think the only character that shouldn't be allowed to do that is Danzo with the seal.
And that was my running up
I
question. So
agree.
I was going to attach like a little sub question underneath saying, if you do think they should be allowed, do you think certain characters shouldn't be allowed to do them, i.e., Danzo or Madara?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree.
you're gonna might have to do that with Madara if they use the at least the purgatory jail. Or is that the kunai one or the chase?
The kunai
Can't
gel,
remember.
yeah, because she's got the kunai
And
gel and the limbo
what's
clone.
what's the clone one called?
I
Purgatory.
I think it is. It's purgatory something. I think I can't remember. But
Embargoment, to be honest.
The chase one is the one you could at least try to make people not chakra dash with.
yeah,
But the character, no, I don't even care. The entire character should be banned anyway.
fair enough, fair enough. So do you reckon that? Because I think for the Awakening's purpose, like
it would be good for Danzo.
Yeah, I think so too. I think people would have a lot less complaints with Danzo because once a Danzo player commits to the tetragram seal, they have to do it. They can't cancel it with the chakra dash.
Yeah, and the other point is, why should the Danzo player have more than one chance at a one shot? That's ridiculous.
Exactly. So
I agree. It's not even anime accurate. Once he did it, that man died.
Maybe he only got one chance to do it because he had no subs in that fight. Maybe that's why.
Damn. Jeez, Danzo's got terrible fundamental play, huh?
Bro, I mean, he's the same one that stabbed Susanna with a kunai, so maybe you're right, yeah, man.
But do you reckon? I mean, this question is more focused at Playco, but do you reckon that idea is something that you guys would implement into Evo in the near future? Would you consider taking out Chakra Dash, canceling out of Awakening moves?
I think it's character dependent, but
yeah,
we only care about Danzo.
All right, there you have it, folks. You just got some leaked information on Evo.
In terms of applying it to the general roster, I think it's okay to keep it in because it encourages that kind of freedom of movement during Awakening for the majority of the roster. But yeah, like Playco said, you should only be able to do it once per match.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be able to make it safe. Plus, it eliminates the sub cost. So, like, when you don't cancel it, it burns a sub. By making it safe, you just eliminate the cost. It's kind of just like, well, as a top player, that's kind of pointless in the game. I'm always going to make it safe.
Yeah, because one thing I always think when I'm going against Danzo or Madara, Awakenings in particular, is if he could not Chakra Dash out of that Awakening action, I'd be fine. But because he can keep Chakra Dashing out of it and doing it over and over again, yeah, I'm just getting bullied.
Facts. And it's a sub trap.
Yeah.
If you sub at the wrong time as well. But it does still have counterplay to it in terms of wow, and it's unbelievable. But it does have counterplay in terms of nope, completely forgot what I say. But what makes it nasty as well is that on guard activated, there's literally nothing you can do. You just have to hold that L and watch it as your whole health bar disappears.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
If they do the kunai one, you can try to backdash, at least.
True. You're right. But good synergy that he has with Orochimaru. Actually, both of you already know this, so I'm kind of just saying it for the thing. With Orochimaru's Awakening Jutsu, if it hits on guard, anything that hits the guard next breaks it instantly. Whether that's kunai, chakra dash, whatever. So if you combine that with Danzo, the one-hit action, free round win essentially.
The reason we would still allow Danzo to awaken is because there's actually like more than multiple ways to counterplay versus it, and you have more freedom than versus like Madara.
True. Because you can't use it in like the neutral to control the space. You gotta land. You got me. Plus, even if you land it, if I have a sub, I can sub out of it.
I think my favorite counterplay was when the person tried to do the seal in front of me, and then because I was in the air, but then I just air combo. Well, they thought I was gonna air guard, and then they how did I got over? Basically, I just air comboed right in their face. It worked.
That's nasty.
It works versus Madara too.
Nice.
And Pain's Awakening actions as well.
Air combos are very with double jumping are one of the best things in the game.
Man, I bet Karin would be the best at that then, considering how much she floats.
No, you should see Nagato's actually. It's insane. His range. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Karen's weird because I tried that in a recent match and it's like she dropped to the ground like PTS Sakura. So I don't know. Maybe because I did the short hop, but yeah. Well, yeah. Any other discussion points you guys want to bring up?
I think I asked all
guess
my
the
questions.
The last thing we could bring up is going more in depth on Storm Evolution, if y'all want. Cause
I'm definitely down for that.
I know you're a big fan, E, but you're on base game PS4.
I know, right? I've been seeing you guys enjoying. I'm just like, damn, man. I need to get this PC.
E, if you got onto Storm Evo, we'd be playing every day, my dude.
100.
So ask any questions,
bro.
about,
40 player matches a day, at least, bro. At least.
At least 40.
Yeah, ask me any questions, E.
Okay.
You're left out the loop, really.
In terms of like player input registration and misinputs, like is it completely eliminated?
We use 1.07, the patch, and we just got Momoshiki on there from a custom ownership DLC check thing, but besides that, since it's on 1.07, which is before next generation's update, this
Mm.
is when the game was like for the physics, there wasn't any delay on the physics, and your inputs were actually synced. I guess with your character model going on, if that's how it works. I wish I knew completely, but um, yeah, the game is so smooth even on 30, and you're not really gonna get input issues like on the base game.
Oh, sounds like a
Very
dream.
it's yeah, yeah, next. Like if
What's
you
your
want to ask
proudest?
about glitches or something.
What's your proudest that you've made on Storm Evolution? Actually,
What's the what?
proudest changes that you've made. Like, what's the changes that?
Damn, that's a good one. Let's look at the change logs on the website.
I'll bring this up as well.
Oh man, we're trying to figure out a better way to organize the change log, but so much.
I guess you could. It's kind of tricky because obviously you have to include patch notes, but then you could do a video on like highlighting the most important changes without.
Yeah,
That
we
also
will
takes time.
eventually.
Mm.
Let's see. A lot of fixes and bug glitch fixes too.
Yeah, no, Stormfall really needs what the base game.
Maybe the best was uh making counter take 25% chakra gauge like in Rev, and then making it where you can't instantly switch out of your counter. So like you can switch out of your counter still, but you have to wait until the active frames are over, and that's like what 11 active frames, which and so for once counter can truly be punishable on Evo or on Storm 4.
That sounds amazing. Because yeah, like that means there's a real commitment to it,
Yeah,
rather
there
than
should, and
counter
there needs
switch.
to be that's yeah, there just needs to be more stuff people need to like understand to its commitment instead of just doing it for free. Like the game, we are trying to do that for other mechanics in the game, trying to
Mm.
figure it out. Um, what's something else? Yeah.
Changes I like is allowing to do combo to Shuriken because characters like Second Mizu and Shina are now better, and I like being able to ninja move into grab. That's why it's fun.
Yeah, I've seen you go crazy with that actually.
Yeah,
With these glitch fixes, it's actually, I mean, and with all these other changes, it is the best version of Storm I've ever played. But
me too.
um, regarding Storm 4, with these glitch fixes and inconsistencies, this is for once the real game. Even if it was just like a version of it where there's no mechanic changes and it was just fixes to everything, this is the definitive version of Storm 4.
So what you're saying is I need to get it ASAP. That's what you're telling me.
You really do.
Yeah, people are trying to make excuses and saying, "Oh, what's the point when the next Ultimate Ninja game's coming out?" That's not going to be for another a year and a half for it to come out.
Facts. And who's to say it will even be on the same level as Stormfall? Like, hopefully it will
It
surpass it
won't
in it.
be.
But yeah,
Hopefully it does, but I don't expect it to.
I agree. Same. I don't really.
Mostly because if they're not going to probably do the modern game style features that the game needs so bad.
Facts. I mean, still don't have spectator mode in Demon Slayer. Terrible.
Mm.
How long did we have to wait for that to come into Storm 4? That was a while, wasn't it?
That was 1 year.
Okay, so it might
They
be the
had
same for
it.
Demon Slayer.
The game came out in February, but on debug mode, on one of their debug modes, the earliest kind of was June 2016. That's when Spectator was in
Right.
working. And then I don't know why they waited 6 more months. That was dumb.
Yeah.
What can you do? But
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
and
a lot of changes, more changes than CC2 ever did.
I have a question about Evo and its things. So right now, who's current? I mean, this isn't the main question, but like, who's currently working on it all together? Is it you and
It's
Exact?
me, C-Tech, and Zach. Zach is the handles all the programming stuff on that side with what he's able to do. And then
Right.
me and C-Tech manage it and then speak with the community on whatever.
Okay. Cool.
And then yeah.
So when it comes to changes like buffs and nerfs and stuff, do you all have the final say on that? Because I noticed that he buffed Fu quite nicely, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't your idea.
I mean, no, that was a buff from Perfect Storm that never got used, but uh the final say regarding character moveset stuff, the first final say is just up to us with the characters with who we buff and nerf, but then I mean talking with players and how they feel about the characters will always be a thing. And
That's
then
good. Yeah.
for general stuff and new implementations, mostly we go to we do the polls. Did you answer a poll, Yama, in the channel?
I haven't.
And we've
No.
had go look and
Wh-
show off how many people voted
which channel is it?
polls. It's in the evolution category.
Okay. I see. Let's take a look. Oh, there's a lot of
yeah.
polls here. I see.
Yeah, the threads are helping so much.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
The yeah, we leave it up to the players to really try to decide. Mostly.
That's cool. Has Minfune got any buffs?
Yeah, we just ported his 1.06 PRMs just recently.
So
So-
what differences does that make?
He has this. I don't use him, but he has better combo movement. Oh, that's another thing with Modder. His
Oh.
combo movement with his hitboxes is broken. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was another big thing with that character. But yeah, Mufune has better movement through his combos in a better jail.
Remember the other day, E, I told you how Tobirama and Kiba were really good on Kisame?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they brought in their 1.6 versions. So I guess Mifune's 1.6 self is good, just like they were.
Mifune has a jail.
That the reason for that was just easier to start off as a base for the character than trying to like work around through their shit right now with how bad they are.
It's a good idea as well. Make Tobirama
yeah,
a lot
that
stronger.
makes sense.
Make Kisame a lot stronger too.
Yeah. For the community, they should with games now being just like when they come out on PS4 and they like perform really bad with delay and stuff or whatever issues, and then you're wasting your money. I mean, it's your money, but wasting $60 on new games and $60 for a year for PlayStation Plus, you're better off investing in a PC or something.
I've noticed ever since Playco's moved to PC, he's become much more of a salesman.
I
No,
would have done this sooner if I was able to get it.
Yeah, the amount of times I hear this man like selling
Wasted
PCs.
so much time.
I guess the move to PC depends on what games you like and what community you have. Because like
My
we're
favorite
lucky.
part about the PC side of Storm is that the community is actually like we never have any drama over here.
That's true. I can agree. I can vouch for Playco on this. Actually, I've never seen any major issues with the players. Nothing big comes out. Like they get a little
We just
salty
wanna play the
sometimes.
game.
Exactly. Yeah. Like some of the European side of the PC guys, they get
And
a
have
little.
more people to play.
Yeah, and
That's all.
you can find them all in the Ultimate Ninja Discord quite easily. Like I put a message out and I get a response almost instantly a lot of the time. Like finding opponents isn't hard.
Yama, you should vote on the polls on video.
You want me to start voting on all of them?
Yeah.
I think I voted on the latest one. Let me go back to it. Let's see. Polls. Yeah, I voted yes on number 14 on if physical tilts should be counterable.
Yeah, that's gonna be very a good change.
I'm gonna
I
start
think
from the
that
first
makes
one.
sense. Why not?
Because Pain and Nagato were out of control.
That makes sense. But
Yeah,
yeah,
what
looking
other
for.
questions you got about Evo?
Hmm. I think that's actually it for now. And then, unless there's any updates you want me to know about.
We have a better net frame. It's 1 frame less than on a base game
Is it when you're playing online?
online.
Oh,
So me
this
and
is
Yama can
beautiful.
have stable delay.
Yeah, because in test version, Playco and I mean, it was the best connection I've ever had
That
with Playco.
test version was less, well, 2 frames less, and then I think the reverse happened where CC2 with their calculation they try to put more stability in general, and that's why playing out of region or something just it feels like really bad. While in the same region it was like fine. Then the reverse happened on the test version where EU or out of region had like less delay and it was stable, but then the in same region it was turning out to be less stable and dropping matches even if the delay was like 1 or 0 frame delay. Well, not 0, but 1 or 2 delay
Yeah.
frames.
Yeah, no,
But
it's
yeah,
a
we're
shame.
playing with a better net frame, better version of the game where there's no physics delay and your inputs work, and the game just allows you to be faster. And we have a fixed 60 FPS, so we're just really playing the real game.
That's what we love to see, man. I'll definitely jump on the bandwagon soon, 100%. I have to experience it.
You're gonna experience the ninja move grab lifestyle.
I
Mhm.
know, right?
Oh, could you imagine? Imagine doing Mifane's imagine doing Mifane's like do like a combo and then into a grab and then just starting another combo with that with that weird glitch thing that Mifane's got going on.
Bro, amazing. Amazing.
That'd be funny.
Amazing. I recently managed to do his one-hit juice buffer after grab as well, actually, though. So I was proud of that.
Well, you forgot to clip it, and that's right.
No, no, no. I definitely recorded it. Don't worry. I'll be uploading it. I
Oh
had
my
to.
god.
I had to, man. Well, yeah. Any other stuff you want to say? Playco or poison?
I think I got everything I had to say with the rule set. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I've said everything that was on my mind.
Awesome, awesome. Plago, is there anything you want to plug? Whether that's Naruto Evolution or I'm not sure if you still stream on Twitch, on your Twitch.
I got, I'm just on my hiatus again. I'm sick, but yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I'm on Twitch, but I guess the best thing is the Discord right now.
Follow
No, fair enough.
Playco on Twitter too. He's on Twitter sometimes.
Yeah,
Fact.
Twitter's great, and Elon Musk just bought Twitter today. Congrats.
Huge.
Wait. Did he actually?
Yeah, he got it for
Oh,
free.
bruh, that man is just. He has too much money. But I'll definitely be plugging Playco's Twitch and Twitter in the description. So make sure
Yeah,
you
in the
check him out.
Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
and
the Discord.
Discord as
Yeah,
well.
I put
So
the Discord in all of my descriptions of my videos. A lot of people need to join this.
facts. It's a
But the
great
Discord's doing
system,
well though.
facts.
It's doing
Huh?
really well.
Yeah, I'm about to update it soon with the thread system.
I still need to get around to making mine because a lot of people have been asking me to do one. It's just like, well, I need people to run it. I'm not going to be there, man.
Yeah, no, I can't run
But
mine.
Poison, your plugs.
Yeah, man. The best one is just YouTube. That's what I'm mainly focusing on right now. I'm thinking about returning to Twitch, but we'll see. Right now, everything I'm doing is on YouTube. My Discord server, I don't really use, so that's just a place for people to hang out. It's just another hangout spot, really, if people want to join it. But yeah, no, I'm a massive advocate for the Ultimate Ninja Discord. Playgood did a really good job with the server and is very successful in finding players of any platform. Like one time, I asked for a match on Switch PMs just to see how active it was, and I got it within 10 minutes. Like, If you guys need to join a good server, the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Discord is the best one, so join that. And yeah, obviously you'll find me on my YouTube channel, Poison Akami.
Come on, you're actually doing very well on YouTube though. Like that streaming, like outside of content creation, streaming is going very well for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's doing good. I might just continue doing it on YouTube for a while, and yeah, we'll see where the wind takes me.
I know, bro. I see you kept doing it. It's views and subscribers, man. Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, no, definitely check out the Discords. Follow them on Twitter to stay up to date, and their YouTube channels. It's been your boy E. You already know this is the one-stop shop for all Naruto content, tournaments, guides, discussions, high-level online battles, everything, man, everything Naruto related. But we'll see you guys on the next podcast. Thank you for coming through, and yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.
Peace out.